Perfect.
Yourself.
Yeah. Hey guys, ¿qué pasa? ¿Cómo va la cosa, familia? Bienvenidos a PALIQUEO CRIB. Alright guys, so today we have a special guest. We have Tasha. I will introduce you to her in a bit. Como sabéis, en este programa vamos a intentar hablar español e inglés. Vamos a analizar distintas series, películas, artículos, noticias o cualquier cosa que se me venga a la cabeza. Y vamos a sacar contenido para entreteneros a vosotros y sacar palabras y frases útiles y prácticas para que aprendáis inglés. ¿Vale? Vamos a ir de English at Spanish so that you can see how easy you can end up switching yourself whenever you get up to the right level of English. Si queréis escribir algo en el chat, solo tenéis que ponerlo. Alright guys, so here we have Tasha. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit why you're here, how you found out about this whole thing?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Tasha. I'm from the U.S., from New Jersey originally, and I've been in Spain for the last 5 years now. I can't believe that. It passes by so fast. I came originally to teach English for a year and then fell in love with Spain, also fell in love with Spanish boy, and here I am a few years later. So that's a little bit about me. I don't know if anything else you want to know, let me know.
Ok. Bueno, os traduzco un poco por si no lo habéis pillado. Ella lleva aquí 5 años y se enamoró de un chico español y por eso al final ha decidido quedarse en España. ¿Cómo te manejas con el español? ¿Te sientes cómoda utilizando el español tú?
Sí, yo puedo hablar perfectamente. Bueno, casi perfectamente.
Eres bastante fluida, ¿no?
Sí, es que mi novio no habla inglés, entonces...
Claro. Tu novio es malagueño, entiendo, ¿no?
No, es de Murcia.
Ah, es murciano.
Sí,
Ok.
Pero
¿lo conociste en Málaga o lo conociste...?
No, en Murcia también nos conocimos ahí y después de un año nos mudamos aquí porque pues me gustó mucho Málaga y al final...
Tienes acento malagueño un poco, ¿no? Tienes un poco acento ya.
No sé. Es que no sé, no.
Como que cortas las S al final, ¿no? Como los malagueños, ¿no?
Yo creo que no, pero no sé. Yo escucho muchas cosas diferentes porque en realidad aprendí español de niña porque mis padres son de Argentina.
Ok,
Pero se
claro.
mudaron a Estados Unidos con 15, 16 años y yo nací ahí, crecí ahí, pero llevo escuchando el español. Antes tenía un acento re argentina,
Re
pero...
argentino. El otro día tuvimos una argentina acá en el podcast. Aquí
¿Sí?
tuvimos a una chica, está por ahí en YouTube, lo puedes ver.
En Málaga hay muchos argentinos.
De Buenos Aires era la chica.
Sí.
Agustina se llamaba la chica.
Y bueno, entonces al final a veces hablo más argentino si estoy con mi familia, pero después...
Ya te sacaré yo algo de argentino un
Yeah,
poco.
yo puedo.
Te sacaré algún slang, algún tipo de argot de la calle. ¿De Buenos Aires eras o
Sí.
de Buenos Aires, no?
De Buenos Aires.
Y se vinieron a los 15 años tus padres, ¿no?
Mi madre tenía 14 y mi padre creo que 16, algo así.
14 y 16 años. Y te tuvieron ya en España perdón, en Estados Unidos, digo, en Estados Unidos.
Sí, yo nací en Estados Unidos.
New Jersey, ¿no? Era, ¿no?
New Jersey, yeah.
Tú sabes, yo estuve en Hoboken.
Really?
Hoboken. I stayed there Christmas 2010. Christmas 2010, en Navidades de 2010. Porque me quedé, fui con una amiga que era también profesora americana y me dijo, Rafa, ¿te quieres quedar allí en mi casa, no sé qué, pasar las vacaciones? Y digo, venga. Y me quedé allí en Hoboken en unas torres muy grandes estas y flipé, vaya. Yo estaba acostumbrado a pisos de 3 o 4 plantas y cuando yo vi estas plantas gigantescas se me explotó la cabeza. Que me cogía un ferry, un little ferry, a little boat. To go to Manhattan, ¿no?
Yeah, Hoboken is nice. Bueno, español.
En español, como quieras, en español.
Hoboken me encanta porque, como tú dices, pues está tan cerca de New York, pero es que puedes ir también creo que hay el tren que va debajo,
sí,
¿no?
sí.
Del agua y sí.
Eso estaba ya, me parece, cuando yo fui. Ok, mira, entonces, chicos, mira, lo que vamos a hacer hoy, vamos a empezar a ver primero. Do you want to start with a TV show or do you want to start with a piece of news or with another of those random topics that I had?
Let's do TV show.
TV show, okay. You said that you liked The Office. The Office was one of your favorite shows, right?
I love The Office.
The Office, vale.
Yeah.
A mí me encanta también,
Yeah.
De hecho, te voy a enseñar, mira. Pues vamos a analizar ahora un episodio que tengo aquí preparado. Este es de la temporada 8. No, perdón, de la temporada 9, el episodio 8. Y tengo aquí... vais a poder seguirlo con subtítulos en inglés, ¿vale? Y vamos a empezar a mirar alguna...
Yesterday, Angela may or may not have figured out that I'm having an affair with her husband, so I just have to wait and see when she comes in. If she's cold and awkward and cruel to me, then great, it's business as usual.
Vale, vamos a pararnos ahí. Awkward. ¿Habéis escuchado vosotros la palabra awkward? ¿Cómo explicarías tú eso en español, la palabra awkward? Can you put it into context?
Awkward sería algo incómodo que te hace sentir, que estás incómodo o incómoda y no sabes qué hacer o cómo reaccionar y es un momento que quieres pasar de ese momento.
Exactamente. Es la típica situación incómoda cuando decís algo que está fuera de lugar, cuando algo que no toca. Dices, that guy is really awkward. Or that guy is like really strange. Como otra palabra no puedes decir es weirdo, ¿no? Like a weirdo, ¿no? A guy that's really weird or...
Yeah, I think weirdo is maybe a little more insult and
It's like
awkward
an
is
yeah,
like
awkward.
being nice. Like maybe he's just a little socially awkward and weirdo is like, ooh, I don't want to see that guy ever again.
Yeah. Someday I will show you. There's a YouTuber that I really enjoy. That's like his thing is being awkward. That's like his thing. He's got a weird name. It's like the acronym for a sentence in the Fight Club, the movie. Like the YouTube name is like the letters, the initial letters for a sentence from Fight Club. But I will show you some other moment. Otherwise, okay, let's see.
Good morning.
Okay, so as you can see,
Oscar.
awkward silences.
Of course, ask me more questions.
Okay, let's see.
Her thermostat. That thing's a catastrophe.
Thank you.
No. Thank you, Angela. She doesn't know. I shouldn't be surprised. This is a woman who married a man who's obviously a homosexual. Basically, she has her head in the sand.
Okay, so this is an interesting one. So basically, she has her head in the sand. Se llama como un idiom, como una expresión hecha, ¿no? Porque es cuando en español podríamos decir no tiene ni idea, como tiene un blindfold, ¿no? Como tiene algo que le tapa, que no le hace ver la verdad. Y en español podemos decir algo así, ¿no? Como no tiene ni idea de lo que le toca, ¿no? No tiene ni idea.
Yeah.
Como algo así, ¿no?
No sé, es parecido a como está perdido.
Está perdido, sí, esa sería una buena forma. Like her head in the sand, es como, ¿cómo se dice? Como las avestruces, ¿no? Como las avestruces que meten
ostrich.
The ostrich. What's the plural for ostriches?
I think ostriches.
Ostriches, ¿no?
I hope.
Okay, a ver.
In a way, I feel sorry for her. I guess the universe rewards true love.
Okay, so you get this.
Painting the warehouse mural today.
Okay, hold on. So
I think I'm gonna do it. I am really.
So now, as you can see, Pam, that's the secretary from the office, and she's wearing like really baggy clothes, ropa muy ancha, ¿no? Y dice que she's gonna start painting
Gonna
today.
start painting the warehouse mural today.
The warehouse
You don't
mural.
want to put another coat of primer on that, Pam? Queen of the...
Start painting the
hold on.
warehouse mural today.
Sure you don't want to put another coat of primer on that, Pam?
Okay, so this is a good one too. Another coat of primer. Eso es como otra capa, ¿no? De pintura encima, ¿no? Otra capa de pintura, como la primera capa de pintura, ¿no?
Sí,
Que tú
el
pintas.
primer es, pues es como, a veces ni es la misma pintura, pero es lo que pones antes para asegurar que la pintura se pega a la pared y cubre lo que estaba ahí anteriormente.
Exacto. No se utiliza en otro contexto, ¿no? Es como solo es para pintura, ¿verdad? Primer, me parece, ¿no?
Primer. Yo diré que sí.
Es que yo nunca lo he escuchado en otro contexto, primer.
No.
Queen of the primer, that one.
You got this, Beasley. Actually, do you want me to come down and help you get started?
Are you avoiding your phone call?
Hold on. I mean, do you see the subtitles? Maybe I should switch the color, no? Because it's like hard to
Yeah, if you can, I think it'd be helpful.
color. And let's say yellow, no? Yellow. Yeah, that's better.
What? Yeah, right. As if. Today I will be asking David Wallace if I can start working part-time because the sports marketing company that I started really needs me to be there.
Okay.
Last week, Jim wasn't there, and they named the company Athlete.
I could have prevented that. So I have to talk to Wallace.
Tell them your opening line.
Hey, David, how'd you like a guy who's not here as much, gets paid the same amount of salary, and has bigger fish to fry in Philadelphia?
Okay, so there's a couple here. So, opening line, esa es como la frase, la frase de apertura, la frase que abre una conversación, ¿no? Y el bigger fish to fry, ¿no? Como que eso es como en español podemos decir como tiene cosas más importantes que hacer. Cosas más importantes, ¿no? Como
Sí,
bigger
exacto.
fish to fry. Tiene como otros asuntos a los que prestarle atención, ¿no?
I think it's good. He likes fishing.
This is gonna be awful.
Okay.
And when so, why am I filling out the card? Away on a big long boat ride. So, here we are. Don't give me a pointless office chore because I will build a little paper house.
Ok, an office chore, ¿no? An office chore. Eso, la palabra chore se utiliza más bien como house chores, ¿no? Usually, ¿no? Se utiliza como
Yeah, casi
cosas,
siempre.
tareas caseras, ¿no? Tareas de la casa.
Sí.
House chores es lo que se utiliza más, pero aquí también lo pueden utilizar como en plan office chores, como tareas para la oficina. What are the house chores that you hate the most?
Uf.
Or the ones that you would actually pay a lot of money to prevent yourself from doing?
Washing dishes.
Washing dishes.
I don't like to wash dishes.
So you have a dishwasher?
No, I have a boyfriend.
Okay, that works out.
No.
That works out.
But we have an agreement, so I do the
That's
cooking
like
and he'll clean up.
Dishwashers 2.0. Huh?
We have an accord, so it's like, I'll cook and he'll wash up. So.
Okay, yeah. That's actually the best. Having like an agreement with your partner to how do you say to not to exchange to
Maybe balance out.
to balance out. See, that's another thing, guys. Phrasal verbs. As you can see, Tasha, she's a native English speaker. She's an American. So she chose to say balance out, which is a phrasal verb. But in Spanish speakers, when we're learning English, we always tend to lean more towards verbs that are from Latin origin. For example, maybe we wouldn't have said balance out. Maybe we would say balance, just balance or something like that. Or I don't know. For example, the verb admire, to admire someone, right? So you have the word to look up to someone, or the opposite, despise someone. You have looking down on someone. No? But I noticed that native English speakers, they usually, especially in a relaxed colloquial context, they usually tend to go more towards look up to someone or looking down on someone. But Spanish speakers, when they're speaking English, they usually go, oh, I admire this person so much, or I despise this person so much. But that's more in written context or literature, usually, no? Or maybe more formal situations.
I would say it's more formal, like writing or as you said, like maybe if you're writing a little bit more formally or speaking in a more formal context. But if you're just or speaking casually, you definitely use those phrasal verbs. I didn't realize how much we use them until I had to explain them to, a Spanish speaker. And then I thought, what is this? Why do we have these? But we use them all the time.
Right, because you right now you have a lot of Spanish students.
I have some, I have some Spanish students. And I've had a lot in the past as well. So it's definitely one of the challenges, the phrasal verbs.
Because you said you are a social worker, or what do you do now? You write?
Yes, so my studies are in social work, which I love, and it's my passion. And then I came to Spain and taught English for about 4 years. I still have some students, but in the last year, I've been mostly content and copywriting. So I'm all over the place.
I see.
Yeah.
But pretty much, you're a creative person, no? You like creating stuff out of the blue to have something to expand on a topic, no? Maybe a podcast or something, or maybe a magazine.
Yeah, I used to think I wasn't creative at all because I thought creative meant you had to be a good artist or be musical. And I sing awfully, I draw terribly, and I thought I wasn't creative. And then I realized that writing is creative, to a degree, and then other things that I do are creative too. So now I would say I'm creative, but it took me a few years to say it.
Yeah, writing is really, really creative. I mean, movies, TV shows, and music starts with writing because you need to write the script and you need to write the lyrics. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it also, of course, it's a match of things. It's a mixture of things, but for me, writing is essential. Just thinking about the topics to talk about on a podcast, that's creative because you need to come up with stuff that's not the first thing that comes to your head.
Yeah, definitely.
Because sometimes I struggle to find the right topics because I don't know if people are gonna like it but so far I usually go for more random stuff. Like today we're gonna talk about minimalism versus hoarding. Which is why are you talking about that? But I just find those topics interesting because they're extremes.
Yeah.
But they're actually real. There are people that are obsessed with hoarding and people that are obsessed with having almost nothing at home. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting topic to bring up. It's weird too because now it's just the two of us. But usually when there are more people. They interrupt me and they, you know what I mean? They interrupt me. Also, there are more Spanish people.
I don't know if I should interrupt you. I'm trying not to.
No, you do whatever you want. No, but you know what? Because you're also American, and Americans are more. I don't know if it's the manners or something, but I know Americans usually don't interrupt as much. Spanish people, we tend to interrupt each other more.
Interesting. Okay.
You notice that?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
now that I'm reflecting, I thought it was just maybe personalities, but
no. Yeah, usually in general, right? but not in a rude manner. No, I'm not saying Spanish people are rude. No soy que los españoles somos maleducados y que nos interrumpimos, sino que en general los españoles tendemos a interrumpirnos más porque como tenemos como ansia por decir algo, por aportar algo a la conversación. ¿Sabes?
Yeah, participar o
exactamente.
Relacionar también.
Exactamente. Somos más egocéntricos.
Bueno.
Usually. Vale, pues estamos en el Little Paper House, ¿no? Que estaba haciendo el colega. A ver, ¿ahí saca alguna más?
Meet me in the old place.
Bueno, las vending machines, supongo que todo el mundo sabréis lo que es las vending machines, ¿no? Que hay muchos en Japón, las máquinas dispensadoras, ¿no? Se llaman en español, máquinas dispensadoras de cosas.
Meet me in the old place. 5 minutes.
Okay, this is a weird scene. You remember this scene? This is a weird scene because she tells Dwight to go into this warehouse to. He's waiting for her naked.
Come on
But
in,
because he thought they wanted to have sex, but she just wanted
Right, it's not that kind of
to
meeting.
convince him to
Put your
spy
clothes back
on her
I know.
on her
That's not
husband.
why I'm naked.
It's just so weird.
I always work out without my
It's
clothes.
such a weird thing. He's not doing jumping jacks.
On your clothes.
Try. There's no way to get out of that.
See that's awkward, guys. That is an example of
Your
awkwardness.
vigilante
Yes.
privileges ended when you broke up with me.
Okay, so breaking up, everybody I think knows, ¿no? Breaking up, todo el mundo sabe lo que es romper con alguien, ¿no?
I'm not in your panties. I don't go vigilantes.
Ah, mira, esta es interesante. Aquí como te
My
hace.
privileges ended when you broke up with me. If I'm not in your panties,
Dice, I'm not in your panties, I don't go vigilantes.
A good rhyme.
That's funny. Yeah, so esto realmente es como un juego de palabras. Es a play on words, a pun. Because panties es como las bragas, ¿no? De las mujeres, pero la expresión going to someone's panties es como have sex, ¿no? Y go vigilante es como espiar a alguien, to spy on someone, to go vigilante, ¿no? Pero él utiliza esa expresión porque rima, porque they rhyme together. So that's the funny thing. Sometimes it's weird to explain this, but for Spanish people, sometimes they don't get the full extent of the joke.
I
Yeah.
don't go vigilantes. Would you ask your husband?
My marriage is in danger. I don't know who I can trust. I need someone to be there for me.
All right, what are we talking? Surveillance, wiretapping?
Something like
Okay, wiretapping. Wiretapping, eso es como... ¿Cómo se llama eso? Eso se dice en español cuando tú pones... vigilas las líneas telefónicas, ¿no? Las líneas telefónicas.
Sí.
Se dice como hackear la línea o algo así. No, hay otra expresión, no me acuerdo ahora, pero wiretapping es como hackear las líneas telefónicas. Monitorizar las líneas telefónicas.
Sí,
Algo
para
así.
grabar las
Para grabar las
conversaciones,
conversaciones. Vale, pues eso es, ¿no?
that.
Yeah. The less I know, the better. I know just the guy. He was a volunteer sheriff, too. Kicked off the force.
Can you arrange a meeting?
I could try. The
Aquí
volunteer
dice
sheriff.
kicked off, ve aquí, kicked off the force. Porque dice que él conoce a un tío, he knows a guy, who was kicked off the force. Que le expulsaron de las fuerzas del cuerpo de policía, ¿no? He was kicked off the force. The police force, ¿no?
Too. Kicked off the force.
Can you arrange a meeting?
I could try. I'm gonna use SMS text. All we can do is sit and wait.
Ok. A ver si hay algo aquí interesante.
There's a crisis.
They have agreed to cover for me. All gone.
They did?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that is different.
Ok.
Because we're friends.
When is my birthday?
Unfair. When's my birthday?
I don't know because we're not friends.
How about this? You let me take
Tengo
you
una
to lunch,
Stanley, ¿no? Era el negro.
Stanley,
¿no?
yeah.
Stanley era.
and I make my case.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Ve, eso es otra expresión también que se utiliza mucho, ¿no? En Estados Unidos es now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Eso es como una expresión ya hecha, ¿no? Es como una set expression idiom que es como eso es lo que yo quería escuchar. Ahora es cuando me estás diciendo lo que yo quería, ¿no?
Yes.
Algo así, ¿no? Que se utiliza mucho, lo dicen mucho los americanos y los británicos también lo dicen, ¿no?
Yo creo que
Now
sí.
we're talking.
No, another accent. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. A ver, yo creo que bueno, A ver si hay algo aquí, si no lo quito.
Taller this way.
Well, I gotta build a wider base first before I can go higher.
You're not getting this, Peter. Make it go wider. Up.
Este es que hace de tonto, ¿no?
Will do. What are y'all doing?
Me and Pete are building a tower. The sweet kid, Daryl. But not the sharpest guy in the drawer.
He's not the sharpest.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he's not the sharpest guy in the drawer, ¿no? Eso es como, no es el más listo de la clase, ¿no?
So here, I think it's kind of ironic because this expression, Kevin is saying it wrong. So he's not the sharp, usually we say that not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's like the sharpest guy in the drawer. It's like it's as if he's not finishing or not saying it right. So it's almost kind of, funny because it's Kevin and he's maybe not the sharpest tool in the shed on the show.
Claro, porque mezclan dos expresiones, ¿no? He's to be the sharpest tool in the shed, ¿no? Es la expresión, ¿no?
We can also say not the brightest crayon in the box. We say as well. Because if you're bright, it means you're smart, and if you're not the brightest crayon, it's like you're maybe a dull color.
Se lo voy a poner aquí para que lo vean un poco ellos, porque a veces se pierde cuando lo decimos, la gente no lo entiende. To be, voy a poner en grande ahora. The sharpest crayon in the box, ¿no?
No, sharpest tool in the shed or brightest crayon.
Eso, brightest, eso es. Eso es, sí.
But they're the same thing.
The brightest crayon in the box or the sharpest tool in the shed, ¿no?
Mm-hmm. And usually we say it negative, like they're not.
Okay.
Like it would be, I wouldn't say you're the brightest crayon in the box. I would just say, you're so
not
intelligent, but I'd be like,
right,
you're
because
not.
it's like euphemism. It's like an euphemism. No?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like something like this. So, okay, like this. So be the sharpest tool in the shed.
Mm-hmm.
Estas son las dos expresiones. De hecho, lo voy a poner como tú dices. Not being. Voy a ponerlo así mejor, porque es verdad que se utiliza más en negativa, ¿no?
Sí.
Algo así, ¿no? Es como expresiones para cuando queréis decir que alguien no es muy inteligente, utilizáis una expresión negativa diciendo, pues no es el rotulador más brillante de la caja, o no es the sharpest tool in the shed, no es como la herramienta más afilada del equipo, ¿no? A ver. Bueno, pues estos son, ya está, vamos a dejar esta. Estos son como expresiones, es para que veas tú el formato, ¿no? Un poco así. Se van sacando como expresiones que yo podría sacar de aquí, pues no sé, ciento y pico expresiones.
Yeah.
Pero para que veáis que el formato aquí es, vosotros os ponéis un episodio de cualquier serie, cualquier película, pero es muy importante que lo vayáis parando. Que lo vayáis parando, porque si no os paráis, hay cosas que sí, podéis, you can be following more or less the main arguments of the episode, but you might be missing on those little how do you say, nuances, no, of the language.
Yeah.
But if you stop those nuances, the next time you see them, you might be able to recognize them. So you might be able to appreciate more the details of the way Americans speak in this case, right?
I feel like it's easy to watch something and then you understand what's happening, even if you don't understand what Kevin said about, being the sharpest guy in the drawer or whatever, and you could just figure it out. But if you stop it, then you learn a lot more. You're like, oh, okay, I put two and two together. And then, like you said, the next time that you hear it, you have another expression.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wait, the other time, when I wrote the stuff on the screen, I didn't show this. Because I have this, I just remember. Because, you see, when we talk, it does switch, like when I play something on the computer, it switches automatically to the screen. Gotcha. So instead of showing, but if I show something without audio, like this, I need to switch it manually.
Okay.
So I forgot. So you guys have seen that, right? Okay. Okay, next thing. Now we have, the other one was, now we're gonna talk a little bit about this topic that I find interesting. This stuff. Oh, this is an article from the Mirror. Let's see what you think about this. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what you think about this one. So this is an article from the Mirror. This is a mom with 11 children from 8 different parents. She says that she has reasons as she hits back at haters. And now this is already crazy enough, but there's also a little detail on the article where she claims that she actually might be planning to have another 19, so she could make it an even 30. For
hopefully
right.
It's a joke or not?
No. This is not the only article about this lady. So apparently, of course, she's just an egocentric person, but she obviously likes the attention.
Yeah.
She knows, but I don't know. But just imagine. She already has 8 children 11 children from 8 different guys. So, what do you think about this? Do you think this is something respectable, or do you think that this should be stopped? Do you think, I don't know?
I don't think I'm going to be a politician, so I guess I can't say what I think. I feel like what I'm going to say is very controversial.
I can go as far as you want. Like, if you don't want to say anything controversial, just don't say it.
No, it's okay. I think everybody lives their life, right? But I think we have these laws to make sure that kids are taken care of.
Yeah.
And I do think they should exist up to a certain point. If she has the funds to make sure all of these kids, can eat every day, can have healthy lives, go to school, and have the care and love that they need, then more power to her. But if she's doing it because she wants to hit an even, what did she say?
30
kids, just because, then
because.
That could signal, something maybe isn't that right upstairs. So,
yeah.
I think there's definitely a line, and I don't know, there's more I could say about that. There's a lot of people who have even one kid and maybe they're not equipped to deal with them. So I do think
a lot of people.
That there has to be some sort of, that's why there's, I don't know about in Spain, but that's why there's social services in the US. And if somebody reports that the kid's not taken care of, someone
and you're a social
investigates.
worker too, so you might be aware a lot about those things too.
Yeah, there's a whole agencies and stuff. So I think that's good, because I think that serves a purpose, and sometimes takes kids out of situations that are really not safe. So I don't know if that's her case. Maybe she's making a lot of money on TikTok or whatever platform she's speaking on, but
most likely, yeah.
I don't know if that money goes towards the well-being of her children or not. That's another story.
She's on TikTok, I think, yeah. I think I looked it up when I researched about this. She's on TikTok.
Yeah, I think I read it somewhere up there.
Lo voy a decir en español esto, para que vean. Entonces, Tasha estaba defendiendo que mientras ella tenga los recursos económicos, ¿no?, suficientes para mantener a todos estos niños, cada uno es libre, ¿no?, de poder tener tantos hijos como quiera. Pero claro, tú piensas una cosa, que si la tía está pensando en tenerlo con padres distintos, que es lo que ella claims, es lo que está diciendo, claro. Pero no solo el dinero, primero que de padres distintos, esto obviamente, esto seguramente está relacionado con cobrar social welfare o something, ¿no? Como cobrar, porque si son de padres distintos y tal.
No sé, ¿es americana?
Creo que sí. A ver. A mom with her? No, I think it's British. I think she's British, because, this is from the Mirror, so not sure. No, Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee, Americana.
From Tennessee. She's American. Yeah.
From what I know, it doesn't matter if it's all the same dad or not. He's going to have to pay child support. But I think if it's one guy with 14 kids, he'll run out of money and won't be able to. Whereas if it's just one child per father, he will, by law, probably she'll get more money. But that's my assumption.
Also think about this. Because, imagine the kind of guy that she's going to attract, too. Porque, chicos, una mujer, ¿no? Tú tenéis una mujer que dice, oye, quiero tener como un souvenir, quiero tener un niño de cada hombre. Entonces, claro, el tipo de hombre que se le va a acercar va a ser un hombre muy específico que seguramente no le interese tanto el niño, el hijo, ¿no? Porque es como una colección, ¿no? Es like a collection, ¿no?
Me iba a sorprender si el tío va a saber que ella quiere tener un hijo, porque yo creo que es más fácil decir salimos de una noche y ya está, y ya se queda embarazada, que decir, ¿quieres tener mi 12th child?
12th child, yeah.
But, poor guy.
Es un tema controvertido, pero la tía, bueno, pues... ¿la tía cómo se llama? A ver, aquí creo que está su... Si aquí está esto de... A ver... En TikTok... Sí, Fedora. Fedora. Vale, pues mira, tiene 110.000 seguidores, ¿vale? La tía. Y, o sea, que tiene su following, la tía. Y tiene, bueno, pues... Esta tía yo creo que es rollo, porque mira...
No veo mucho de sus niños.
Claro, te digo la verdad, yo creo que es un rollo. Porque fíjate que la tía se ve que es muy excéntrica, ¿no? Con su status y tal, ¿no? Y bueno, haciendo sus movidas, pero esto no tiene nada que ver con los hijos ni nada. O sea que esa obsesión que dice que tiene, yo creo que es porque ella sabe que atrae la atención de la gente. Y puede atraer comentarios.
Para decir cosas polémicas.
Claro, exactamente. Bueno, pues esto era un piece of news that I wanted to bring up to talk about like a little debates, which is this. Let me show you, because I have another article here, which is this one. Let's see. This is from Mail Online. Half of women are now childless at 30 for the first time ever. Official statistics show most common age for giving birth has risen to 31, compared to 22 for baby boomers. So apparently in 1991, 53% of women 53% of women born in 1991 were childless by the age of 30. So the lowest rate of childlessness. Sorry,
That's okay.
I'm not a native English speaker. Childlessness at 30 was 18 for women born in 1940. Now check that out. That's crazy. And 31 years old was the most common age for women born in 1975 to give birth. So as you can see, things have changed quite a lot in just a few decades, right?
Yeah, definitely. I know that, well, my mom had me when she was 30, but I think that was late for her.
Late,
yeah, it was like, in early 20s, all her friends and stuff.
Was you 29 now?
I'm 29, yeah, so I'm glad that the number's higher, because I am not ready to have a baby next year, or not,
soon. Me neither, trust me.
But, I'm curious, I think in the U.S., I've looked this up, and the U.S. it's 30 for women now. It went up to 30.
It is 30.
And it used to be a lot lower, because I think this is UK. But I know that, I assume, and I'm pretty sure that I know that in Spain it's a few years older.
Or if it's
I just saw
global.
dailymail.co.uk.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I don't know if the stats that they were mentioning, because it's from the ONS, from the the Office of National Statistics, so I don't know if it's like a global thing or maybe...
Most women in England and Wales.
In England and Wales, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's mostly British statistics. Yeah, but I don't think it's too far off, like from maybe Spanish people, huh? Or
I feel like it's later here. I don't know.
In Spain, you
mean? This is my take. Is like people. Well, marriage is not really as big of a thing, but people get married here way later.
Yeah.
There's way less pressure here to reach these milestones, I think.
Yeah.
I feel incredible pressure because I'm turning 30 next year and I don't have a house and I'm not engaged and
Porque claro, tú llevas con tu novio como 5 años ya o 4 años, 4 o 5 años.
En abril va a ser 5 años.
5 años, claro. Porque tu familia sí está en Estados Unidos, ¿no? Tu familia, ¿no?
Sí, todos están
Tus
ahí.
padres, ¿no? Claro. Y tus padres te llaman y te dicen, oye, nena, hey, honey, when are you going to have your kid, ¿no? Te hablan por teléfono y tal, ¿no?
No, de niños no, porque en Estados Unidos es muy como, lo haces en orden. Tú sales, te comprometes, te casas ya compras casa o piso y tenés un niño. Hombre, otra gente lo hace diferente, pero hay un orden. Aquí voy a la casa de mis suegros, que en inglés no decimos my in-laws si no estamos casados. Eso
claro.
no, my boyfriend's parents. Y voy a ellos y el padre de él últimamente como, ¿cuándo me vas a traer un nieto? Y yo, pues, ¿cuándo me voy a casar? ¿Cuándo me voy a comprar el carro? Y luego me puedes preguntar, pero no, mis padres nunca. Mis padres, ¿qué es el próximo? What's your next move? What's
The
your
milestones, ¿no?
goal? Yeah.
You need to be reaching your milestones.
Yeah,
¿no?
what's the plan?
What's the plan? Yeah. You know what? I think, look, in my family, because I come from a working class family. I'm not, I don't come from a wealthy family. So my family is actually sort of conventional. It's really conventional. So my mom, she is the kind of, she doesn't like tell me straight up. She doesn't, hey, Rafa, when I got, but I know that she expects me to have kids, like soon.
Yeah.
You know, like to get a girlfriend and have kids and all that stuff. But I feel like before, back maybe 15 years ago, or I don't know, something like 10, 15 years ago, when I was way younger, like she actually was more direct. But I feel like they are becoming more aware, like parents, our parents, like people that are over 50, 60 or something like that, they're becoming more aware that it's not nice to put so much pressure. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like, because I remember my mom, she was more direct like 10, 15 years ago. But now she goes, hey, Rafa, you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. The other day, my dad actually said, he's like, or maybe you don't have any kids because nowadays, it's different.
Of course, yeah.
I was like, well, thank you, but no, I'll probably have kids.
Claro, eso también trae un tema, porque, mira, esto es el tema, ¿no? Esa es la estadística, ¿no? De half of women under 30 have not had a child.
I don't know if you have to click it.
Oh, sí, es verdad. Exacto, bien recordado, se me olvida. Pues esta es la gráfica que muestra, ¿no? Cómo ha subido esta estadística, ¿no? De mujeres sin hijos. Pero aquí otro tema aquí es el tema de childless women, childless people in general. Porque ¿tú crees que ahora es más aceptable el hecho de ser un adulto con 35, 40 años y no tener hijos, incluso plantearse no tener hijos nunca? ¿Que hace 15 o 20 años, por ejemplo?
Sí, yo creo que sí, que es más aceptable, pero aún creo que la gente te va a preguntar qué pasa si no lo
Claro,
tienes.
piensan que algo está mal, ¿verdad?
Sí, es como, bueno, ¿por qué? Y no sabe. Y sé que lo dicen por ser nice, no en una manera mala, pero al final por ahí la persona no puede o no quiere por A, B o C. Claro. Pero sí que la gente, por lo menos en Estados Unidos, te van a preguntar. Y si estás casada, pues la presión, ¿y cuándo? ¿Y cuándo? Y tal.
Claro.
Sí.
Pues está el tema porque normalmente en el mundo, en third world countries, en el mundo menos, pues eso, en África, en Sudamérica y en ciertos sitios de Asia, la mayoría, ¿no? de la gente que tiene 6, 7, 8 hijos suelen ser gente con un poder adquisitivo muy bajo, ¿no? Gente más bien pobre.
Yeah.
Y que claro, que no piensan en darle como una gran educación a los hijos en general, ¿no? Porque dicen, mira, yo voy a criar pues como pueda, les doy de comer, que vayan a la escuela, pero que yo no me voy a... Pero aquí yo creo que el hecho de que se esté disminuyendo tanto ese número es porque la gente está súper obsesionada con la educación del hijo. Entonces, claro, cuando es tan cara y tan, ¿no? Requiere tanto esfuerzo y tanto dinero, que claro, dice, con uno me sobra y gracias, no quiero más.
Sí, también anteriormente tenían muchos hijos, pero porque los hijos por ahí empezaban a trabajar con 15 años,
Exacto.
con 12 años, algo así.
Aportaban en la familia,
Sí,
¿no?
mi padre es uno de 14.
¿Uno de 14? ¿En serio?
Muchos fallecieron, un par de joven y ahora más mayor, pero uno de 14, creo que realmente eran como... Debería saber exacto, pero creo que eran 12 de verdad que llegaron a ser adultos.
Okay.
Y ahora son menos, pero sí, pero creció en un campo.
Qué locura, 14.
Y por eso se fue con 16 años a Estados Unidos a empezar a trabajar, a enviar dinero a la familia, ¿no?
¿Tú conociste a tu abuela? ¿A la madre de tu padre?
Sí, mi abuela. Bueno, creo que falleció cuando tenía yo como 10 o 11 años, pero sí, yo me acuerdo de ella.
Cuando murió mi abuela también. No, 14, esos son muchos hijos, ¿eh?
Ya.
Imagínate, es que tú piensas que normalmente hijos se tienen una vez cada 2 años, como mucho, ¿no? Porque para que descanse la mujer. Pero claro, son 14, son 28 años teniendo hijos, prácticamente.
Sí, descansó.
Sí,
sí
bueno,
descansó.
claro, él mismo tuvo, seguramente tendría gemelos, bastante, a lo mejor tuvo un par de gemelos.
No, ningún
gemelo. Ni
gemelo.
gemelos, o sea, no
Pero
twins.
también eran muy conservativos, la familia, ¿no? Muy, muy cristianos, y creo que también eso afecta, que no vas a intentar no tener hijos tampoco.
Ah, claro, es eso,
Sí.
claro.
Yeah.
Que no se ponían counter, how do you say that?
No,
Contraceptives.
Contraceptives,
¿no? ¿Cómo se dice en español? Joder. Contraceptives, anticonceptivos. Anticonceptivos. Se me va en español y en inglés. Pues sí, eso ha cambiado mucho. Pues nada, esto es un poco el tema ¿no? Del tema de tener hijos contra el tener muchos hijos, ¿no? Para que veáis que hay gente que quiere tener muchísimos hasta un punto ilimitado y gente que quiere tener ninguno. Y que, bueno, pues siempre y cuando la educación sea la correcta y que nadie lo pase mal, pues todo es respetable, ¿no? ¿Qué te iba a decir? Después hay un montón... Tú sabes, me parece que había el récord de una mujer que tuvo... No sé si eran 40 y tantos hijos, tía. El récord del mundo, de la historia. ¿Cómo era esta, tía? Mira. Woman with most kids. With most children. Creo que eran 40 y tantos. 27 births, esta era. 69, esta era. Mira, esta es la tía. Valentina y Fedor Vasilev, que creo que eran rusas.
And with solo una pareja.
Claro, pero porque tuvieron muchos 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. Entre 1725 and 1765, in 40 years. So she spent 40 years pretty much having kids.
So this was also before like in vitro and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So they were all natural quadruplets?
Natural.
What a gene.
She was probably destroyed from the inside, I guess, because, I mean, that's insane. 16, of course, imagine 4 sets of quadruplets. That's like 16 kids, 4 birds. So imagine 16 kids.
I'm just imagining her, just her waist and her stomach.
Yeah.
I actually know a guy in Malaga who is a quintuplet.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that even a thing? Does that
5,
exist?
yeah. And he said that his mom's stomach was like a meter. Like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think this is that. Yeah, this was the picture. Yeah. But wait, it cannot be because if it said that it was in
missing some people.
No, I'm saying because if it was between 1725 and 1765 and the photograph was invented in 1839, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, so yeah, this is just something interesting to bring up. Oh yeah, Russian peasant. Yeah, there's no photographs of her for sure. Okay, so no, I mean, that's the thing about me. You'll see when you get to know me, because I always, unless I have people telling me, "Hey, Rafa, go back at it," I always end up switching back and forth.
It's okay. It's natural.
Yeah.
Natural conversation.
I always tend to do that. Anyway, so yeah, now we talked about that. Now we're going to a Spanish TV show para que Tasha también practique un poquito el español. Tenemos aquí la que te gustaba a ti, Money Heist, La Casa de Papel.
Sí.
A ver, ¿esta qué te parece? Espérate, ¿qué estoy haciendo? Voy a cerrar aquí cositas. Tengo aquí La Casa de Papel. Mirad, esto es el episodio, la Season 4, la temporada 4, el episodio 3 de la temporada 4 de 2020. Aquí voy a procurar irme a las partes donde hay más bien conversation, porque hay muchas partes que... Espérate, le voy a poner... Claro, lo pongo en español, en este caso. Sí está, ¿eh? Sí tiene que estar. Spanish, European Spanish. Esto es. Porque eso es lo mismo, porque fijaos, chicos, cuando yo... Vamos a ver. Yo soy partidario, a mí lo que me gusta es enseñar la lengua original. Si vemos una serie coreana, se ve en coreano y el Korean subtitles.
Mejor.
Porque después ya tú puedes buscar las palabras, buscarle las traducciones, pero lo suyo es ver el origen siempre, para que lo veáis viendo. A ver, te voy a quitar un poquito. Es que esta serie lo que pasa es que tiene muchísima background music and stuff like that. A ver si hay una conversación.
El poder que le otorga la Constitución.
Aquí.
También podemos.
Qué buena del principio la conversación.
Sí, tu coche es una simulación.
Aquí.
¿Y el de tu mujer? Parece C4, pero es una simulación plástica. Esa es tu coartada. Si te detienen, no vas a ser un...
Vale, esa es tu coartada. Si te detienen, no serás un delincuente. ¿Sabes la palabra coartada?
No, ni idea.
Esa es alibi.
Oh,
That's your
okay.
alibi.
Alibi.
Es como it's like a story that you have prepared to explain that you didn't do something bad. Like
Yes.
An alibi.
Your cover story.
Cover story.
Although
Yeah.
it could be real or fake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sí, pues en inglés se dice alibi.
En cuanto simplemente serás
Vale.
un padre muerto de miedo y lo entenderán.
Cuando salgas de aquí,
Vale,
voy y te
mira,
denuncio.
esta expresión.
Un padre.
Un padre muerto de miedo. ¿Cómo lo dirías tú en inglés? Un padre muerto de miedo.
A dad. Muerto de miedo.
Muerto de miedo. Claro.
We don't have the same exact expression.
Claro, no, por eso es la cosa. Tienes que buscar.
Like a terrified or petrified father.
Yeah. That would be great. Terrified or petrified, because es como. So you can say scared to death.
Yes, there you go.
Scared to death. Like would be like the
you
most.
have the English expressions better than me.
Scared to death. I've been learning the English expressions for a long time. But yeah, I always tend to go like, okay, so I hate literal translations, but I always tend to lean towards the one that keeps the original words better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in this case, muerto de miedo, pues busco si hay una expresión con death, pues le busco death. Pero que tenga sentido, porque lo que no puedes es traducirlo literalmente, ¿sabes?
Sí. No,
Entonces, en este
porque
sentido.
Dead of fear.
Exacto. Dead of fear.
Cuando salgas de aquí, voy y te denuncio y vuelvo con 2.000 policías, con 3.000 policías.
También podemos poner C4 auténtico.
Ok.
En cualquier lugar que puedas imaginar. ¡Boom!
Ok.
No nos gustaría que nos malinterpretaras, no queremos que hagas esto por dinero, pero bueno, entendemos las molestias que esto puede llegar a ocasionar.
Vale, mira, esto es una palabra, vamos a buscar, let's try to think outside the box, because let's not try always to go into the words that appear in the dialogue. For example, money. This show is about money. Can you think of different ways of saying money in English? Algunas maneras distintas que sea de decir dinero en inglés.
I don't know where this comes from, but if you say moolah, this means money. Moolah, like M-U-L-A. I don't know if there's an
Moolah. Isn't that a term for a guy who moves drug from
that would
Mexico?
be a mule.
A mule. Yeah.
I don't know where that comes from though. I have to check. I'm like, maybe it's just something my family says, but I think it's an expression. Moolah. Bread. Nowadays we say a lot, like young people say, make that bread, and that means to make money.
The dough, no?
The dough would be like an older expression. The new one's bread. You can also say, bring home the bacon. This means you are kind of making the money, bringing it home. The breadwinner is the person who makes the most money in the home.
Quedaos con eso, ¿eh? El breadwinner es el hombre que pone el pan sobre la mesa, el que pone que trae el dinero, vaya, que trae el dinero.
O la mujer.
Bueno, o sea, el breadwinner, el hombre o la mujer, ¿no? La persona que trae el dinero a la casa.
The bread, the bacon, right? But only bring home the bacon.
Espérate, esa es buena, ¿eh? Bring home the bacon. Esa no la había escuchado yo. Bring home the bacon. Hold on. Que esa me interesa a mí. Hold on. Bring home the bacon. That's funny.
You gotta share.
Oh, yeah. There you go. So yeah, I give 5 seconds. So if I press it, it shows it for 5 seconds and then it comes back.
Ah, okay.
So okay, bring home the bacon. What else? The bling bling is like the expensive stuff, no?
Yeah, this would be like jewelry in particular. So you have gold, or silver, the bling. I would say this is a little more outdated. This was like when the rappers were big in the 2000s.
Yeah. There's a video from this guy, ways to save money. What is this sound?
I don't know. I think it's
it's this thing because.
No, I think it's like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's clanky. To say.
It's me.
Yeah, but maybe I should put some. What do you say? How do you say the thing that WD-40?
Yeah, WD-40, the brand. I was gonna say I don't know if it's the actual name, but we
WD-40,
call
right?
WD-40. Like... My dad loves WD-40. Use it on everything.
I don't know how even listen. I don't know how many years it's been since I don't use that word, but it came to me. WD-40. What is it? To save money. Mira, look. There was but I don't think it's gonna be because there was a video that I really liked about an African American who was he actually made a video like maybe like 3 minutes saying 100 ways to save money. And it was crazy because it was like a bunch of slang.
Guap, that's another one.
Guap, no?
Guap with G.
Hold on. But
it's kind of from rap as well.
But you're saying this?
No, G-U-A-P.
Oh, G-U-A-P.
The guap.
Oh, the guap.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you know what this means, right?
Yeah, the song.
The song, no?
And the acronym.
Yeah.
WAP is not guap.
Yeah, whole different thing. Yeah, anyway, so just forget it. I thought I would be able to find him. It's just a guy, because, he's a rapper, so he knows a lot of slang. So the Benjis, a bunch of like, for the notes.
Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, for the notes, the dollar bills, all that stuff. Okay, so that was for money. Let's see.
1 millón de euros. Con ese dinero y la coartada eres libre de escoger con quién quieres estar. Con esa mujer que te tiene ilegalmente, que tortura, que abusa del poder que le otorga la Constitución.
Otorgar, ¿sabes lo que es?
Nope.
Otorgar means to provide with something. So it means like, for example, to provide someone with power, for example. Like,
okay.
Otorgar is like giving.
Bestow.
Bestow. That's the word. Yeah, actually it's bestow because it's a formal word. It's a formal word. So, and bestow is also a formal word. So it would be the most equivalent.
Yeah.
O con nosotros.
Okay. How do you say that thing on this guy's? I'm gonna show you here. On this guy's forehead. How do you call this thing?
A scar.
A scar, yeah, or a scratch, no?
Well, I guess if it's a scab, then it would be a scratch, and if it's old, then it would be a scar.
Exactly.
I guess it's a scab.
Fijaos esto es interesante, chicos y chicas, porque dice, if there's a scab, no, if there's a scab, no, there's a scab is like it's healed, no.
A scab is dried blood.
It's dry blood, yeah. Como postilla, una postilla. Si tiene una scab, una postilla, dry blood, entonces sería una scratch. And if it's healed, sería una cicatriz, una scar.
Bien, necesito que respondas unas preguntas.
Ya veré yo si contesto.
La inspectora Murillo está viva.
Bueno, podría ser.
Okay.
Podría ser.
The thing about these dialogues is that they're so slow.
Si lleva...
En el amor siempre hay un reloj que hace tic-tac.
Okay.
Siempre hay una cuenta atrás. No vale con querer a alguien. Tienes que llegar a tiempo. No vale con querer a alguien.
Okay, how would you translate this one? No vale con querer a alguien. No vale.
It's not enough to love someone.
Exactly. Yeah, this one's tricky because some people think, they try to go for the literal translation. So they say it's not okay, or they would say,
or it's not worth.
Or it's not worth.
Yeah.
They would go for something like that.
Tienes que llegar a tiempo.
Okay. Let's see if there's more.
Si no se enamora.
Let's see if there. I'm gonna see if I can find a little scene. Okay. See, the thing with this, as you can see, it's like I didn't spend the time looking for the exact moment to research for this, because the thing with this podcast is, because I never know if it's gonna happen. So I just, I try to, maybe I look up more or less the episode, and then I go about it. I wing it.
Wing it, yeah.
I wing it,
I
¿no?
was just gonna say that.
Mira, esta es buena. Esta lo podéis usar vosotros, ¿no? Wing it. Es como ir on the go, ¿no?
Yeah, to do something in the moment.
To do something in the moment without thinking, ¿no?
Yeah, or to decide in the moment.
Like this? Is this like this?
Yep, to wing it.
To wing it. Hacer algo en el momento, sin preparártelo mucho, ¿no? Okay. All right.
Cuéntame, ¿qué has hecho hoy?
Lo mismo que ayer, no se me ocurre nada.
¿Me has echado de menos? Échame, anda.
Vale. Abuela.
So you said that you learned Spanish with this. ¿Tú aprendiste español con esta serie?
No, I knew it before,
You
but
knew
I
it before?
definitely. It was the first series I watched in Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the first series.
Yeah.
Because who?
And
was
I think the only one, but the first and the only so far.
Okay. Did you watch Los Serrano?
No.
Los Serrano is a very fun show. En español hay hay muchas, ¿no? Pero hay dos series muy famosas que además te enseñan mucho sobre la cultura española, aparte de expresiones, slang y todo esto. Enseñan muy bien the nitty gritty, ¿no? About the Spanish culture, ¿no? Que son Los Serrano y Aquí no hay quien viva. Son dos series, Los Serrano y Aquí no hay quien viva, que son como comedias, pero una es sobre una familia española con muchos hijos de distintos padres, madre y padre, ¿no? que se juntan y el padre tiene hijos y la madre tiene hijos.
Okay.
Separados.
Mixed family.
Yeah, so it's a mixed family from different. Y se ve como cada uno de sus cosas, sus problemáticas, sus historias, y se ve mucho la cultura española. Y la otra es Aquí no hay quien viva, que es sobre just a block of neighbors.
Okay.
Block of neighbors talking about like everybody without their whole different story going on. So you can see like how do you say, like a stroke of everything, like a stroke of everything from every single piece of the Spanish culture and the Spanish society.
Yeah.
People from different statuses, and it's a lot of fun too.
They're series? Both of them are
both
series?
series.
Okay.
Really long too. So there's a lot of episodes. They are old series. They are maybe they started 15 years ago or something.
Okay.
But still, I think for me, for people learning Spanish, I think it's perfect because it uses a lot of, like this one, like this show. Okay, it's good to learn like actual Spanish, like the words, how they're perfectly, because usually the characters speak really, not formal, but everybody pronounces the way Spanish is supposed to be pronounced, right?
Not like Andalucía.
Exacto. Pero en Aquí no hay quien viva, por ejemplo, como hay tantos personajes, cada uno tiene su acento, ¿no? Su forma de decir las cosas, expresiones distintas. Gente, older people, younger people like in their 30s, 40s, gay people, a lot of different stuff. So you get a glance of everything.
Yeah, a better picture.
A better picture, yeah. Eso para los que estéis, for those who are trying to learn Spanish here in Spain, I recommend those two shows, Los Serrano y Aquí no hay quien viva. Para que tengáis.
¿Hija?
A ver esto.
Le pasa algo a la niña, porque no sé.
Pero bueno, cuando... Oye, no se te olvide comprar el pan.
Okay. Esto es otra. So, comprar el pan. Comprar el pan. ¿Tú te has fijado en España? A la gente le encanta el pan, ¿no?
Yes.
People love bread.
And only fresh bread. Like, you guys are really picky about your bread. Like, if it's a day old, I know Spanish people are like, oh no, that bread is, el pan es de ayer. Ese pan es de ayer. I'm like, yeah, so what? You guys won't eat it.
Todo eso te lo dice el murciano, tu novio el murciano te lo dice eso, ¿no?
Yeah.
No le gusta el pan.
Hombre, el pan ahora sí, pero él nota así como algo de bollería es de ayer y yo digo, pues yo no lo iba a
No lo
notar.
notas tanto, ¿no? Claro.
No, un día no, maybe 2 o 3, pero...
Es verdad.
It's like a skill. I don't
Es
know.
como tenemos, we taste it when it's 24 hours old.
Yeah.
Bread. Y pero a ti te gusta, por ejemplo, si tienes pan de ayer, ¿te gusta calentarlo en la sartén para que coja un poco más crunchy?
Yo lo tosto.
Lo tuestas, ¿no? Un poco, sí.
Casi siempre, en verdad, porque me gusta un poco tostado.
Tostadito, ¿no?
Yeah.
Claro. Es que si el pan, no sé qué pasa, igual que los Asians love rice, Spanish people love bread.
Yeah.
Porque los americanos no, los americanos es más pasta, ¿no? ¿Le gusta?
Yeah, hombre, nos gusta mucho el pan por sándwiches, ¿no?
Pues sí,
comemos muchos
sándwiches.
sándwiches y si quieres comerte una hamburguesa con pan también,
Claro.
pero...
El bun, ¿no?
Creo que hay más pasta, en general, más pan. Es que compramos también el pan Bimbo, como no compramos pan fresco cada día,
Yeah.
eso se ve de pijos por ahí.
Claro.
Entonces,
Claro.
es un poco distinto. Me gusta más el pan aquí, es más rico.
Claro,
pero...
es más fresco. Sí, sí.
Sí, pero hay más pasta, yo creo.
Allí se come mucho los noodles.
Noodles, yeah, but we say noodles for like pasta.
Fideos en
Yeah.
España, sí, los fideos.
But like fideos and pasta.
It's the same. It's really the same.
right?
It's really the same.
Yeah, noodles, pasta, spaghetti. Well, spaghetti is usually long, but
Yeah, no, but actually, I think the paste is made up. Usually, it's made of the same stuff, no? Because it's gluten and it's like a mixture of wheat, gluten, or some kind of combination of.
yeah, I think it's
wheat,
pretty
so-
much the same.
I mean, the only difference maybe it's like the spices, because if you buy noodles with different stuff, then you get different flavors. Like I'm talking like those express, like those 1 minute noodles that you can.
Cup of noodles.
Cup of noodles. Yeah.
Cup of noodles.
Those
Yeah.
cup of noodles.
I think if you say noodle, maybe you think more Asian dishes, and if you say pasta, I think more of an Italian, like spaghetti.
Yeah.
But really, it's I always just use both of them.
Yeah. We love carbs here in Spain. I don't know if it's because Argentinians though they are way more. The thing I like about Argentinians is the meat, the beef.
No, el asado.
El asado.
Yeah.
El asado, los asados argentinos. Aquí hay uno, se llama Chevolú.
Sí, yo
¿Lo
fui
conoces tú?
varias veces.
Buenísimo, ¿verdad?
Sí, mi padre hace mejor, pero el chevolu no está mal.
Tu padre lo hace buenos
Yeah,
asados,
my
¿no?
dad is an asado king.
Claro.
Yeah.
Hombre, con 14 hermanos, ¿no?
Bueno, él ya estaba en Estados Unidos, ya con, ¿sabes? 16 ya estaban más o menos separados, pero
Claro.
lleva 40 años haciendo asados.
O sea que tiene su experiencia, ¿no? Con los asados.
He makes good asado.
Ay, que los asados bien hechos, eso está buenísimo, tío. O sea,
Ujú.
me encanta el beef y el chicken, es lo que más me gusta a mí de las comidas en general.
Yeah.
Por eso yo viví con Indians y pakistaníes
Ujú.
en Barcelona, just for a few months. And it was crazy because they had like so many different flavors, but they always use the same stuff. It's
Okay.
just the spices.
Yeah.
So they always use chicken and beef, but they had like maybe 50 spices.
Yeah.
And depending on the way they arrange the spices, it tasted different.
You know what? It frustrates me because I try everything like at least once food-wise. And I cannot get into Indian food. I've tried it like 3 or 4 times. Everybody loves it, and I just can't do it. And it's the only
It's
food.
strong. It's a strong flavor.
But I've literally eaten insects, and I've enjoyed them. And I can't.
Really?
Yeah, and I can't eat Indian food. I've eaten like brains. I've eaten so many weird things, and I've enjoyed them. And I cannot get into Indian food. And it's frustrating.
Okay, I think we need to put a stop on that brain part.
Okay, I've only tried lamb brain once.
Who was the privileged guy who? Well, I mean,
shared it with me. No, actually, it was interesting. I did some volunteer work at a Native American Navajo camp area, and as a thank you, they sacrificed a lamb in front of us, and then they cooked it, and they eat like all different parts of it. And one of my friends, I was like 16 at the time, said he'd give me $1 if I tried the brains, so I did it.
Okay, that was your first brain.
That was my only time I've eaten brains of any kind.
That's hilarious.
But I I've done that, and I just. Although Indian food is tastier than brains, I will say, definitely.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would eat brains, though. I don't know. I mean, even if they pushed me, I think I would be grossed out.
Yeah, it was like eating tasteless mashed potatoes.
Tasteless mashed potatoes?
Yeah, because it didn't really have a taste. It was white and very mushy and bland.
But because it was very boiled.
I think so,
It was really, really boiled, no?
Yeah, so...
Okay, I see. That makes sense. Because if it was like maybe hard to munch on, I would just spit it out.
Yeah, if it was chewy or something.
If it was chewy or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like when you cook like chicken for not enough time and it's chewy.
Ugh.
That feeling, but knowing that it's brains,
yeah,
I'll say, it's way too chewy for me. Those brains.
It's just like thinking about it, which is like with the insects.
Okay, I want to hear about that, about the insects. What kind of insects was it? Like a big one or?
Yeah, so I did some backpacking in Southeast Asia, and I was in Vietnam, and we went to a restaurant that served insects. It was like a really nice restaurant. You sat on the floor, and they brought them out. So I was with a group of people. We shared crickets, grasshoppers.
Grasshoppers? What is that?
Saltamontes.
Saltamontes, esos grasshoppers. Hostia, esa es buena, sí.
And then cicadas. So chicharras.
Chicharras.
I think you say. And scorpions.
Grillos, ¿no? Creo que son grillos. No, chicharras, sí.
Las que hacen el ruido.
Sí, cri, 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 cri.
No, las que hacen el ruido en el verano muy, muy fuerte de los árboles. Cri, cri, que es cricket.
Es crickets, esos son crickets, sí.
Chicharras son las grandes.
Sí, chicharras. Pero aquí no hay chicharras, ¿no?
Sí.
¿Hay chicharras?
No sé si lo llamas algo diferente, pero los hay.
Vale.
Bueno, no sé si en Málaga, pero en Murcia sí lo...
En Murcia, ¿no? En el monte, claro, los montes. Cuando está en una zona de calor y tal.
But anyway, crickets are really good.
It's called grasshoppers.
Yeah, one word together, and then
okay.
HOPP.
Esa es buena.
Double P and hoppers.
Grasshoppers. Esos son saltamontes. Después ha dicho crickets. Y después ha dicho what's the other one?
Cicadas. CICADAS. I think.
Like this?
That looks really scientific.
Cicadas.
I would spell it CICA, but I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah.
Cicadas.
I mean, I've seen this.
Something like that.
Something like this. Okay, but it's pronounced cicadas.
Yeah.
It's pronounced cicadas. Okay, I see. That's cool.
I think so.
Okay, so you ate grasshoppers.
Yes.
How many of them?
Oh, I don't know. You would just eat them with chopsticks. So.
Okay, but I guess it was fried. No?
Yeah, they're fried.
Maybe with sauce.
Yeah, they have some spices and stuff, so it's kind of like it's like eating potato chips. It tasted like
it's like crunchy.
Chips. It's crunchy. Yeah, no meat, so it's just crunchy. The only weird thing is like looking at it before you eat it, and because it looks like a cricket or a grasshopper.
Yeah, you know what they say? I read that I'm talking maybe 10, 20 years from now. They're thinking that meat is gonna be so because of overpopulation. Meat consumption is gonna be regulated way more than it is right now.
Okay.
So not everyone is gonna be able to have meat. So like the consumption of insects is gonna become way more widespread. Like on the civilized world, like in Europe and America. Because right now there are some places in Asia where they do eat it, and it's sort of okay, but not so much in Europe or America, North America. But they say that maybe when they start regulating the consumption of meat, so like the equivalent of cheap meat will be insects.
Yeah,
in the
I've
future.
heard that, and also I've heard they're more sustainable, like
of course,
in terms of just protecting our Earth in the future and things like that. And I think I read one study, I don't know if it was technically a study or a theory, that if we just replace like red meat with insects, we would solve world hunger. Like it would just be enough to like harvesting insects, to feed everyone. I mean, I don't think we'll ever reach that point because humans are a little selfish, but I'm pro eating insects. They're fried.
I don't know. I would have to try. I mean, I would have to see myself in a situation where I don't know. I guess I would have to see like a good reward. Like eating insects for no reason. I don't know. Because I to be honest, I'm easily grossed out. I'm easily grossed out. Like, okay, just for the fun, I would probably do it. But I would have to see myself, okay, this is like a unique experience. You're never going to have this chance. But like maybe with the perfect blending of sauces and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Probably in the situation that you did try it out, I would try it out. But like if you came today, hey, Rafa, you know what? I have a bag of crickets right here. You know?
No, you wouldn't. It'd be great podcast material, I feel like.
Probably. You know what? Bring one of those bags next week. Let's see if we can try it out live.
I don't have any, but if I did, I would bring it.
Can you even buy? I guess you can, right? Can you even buy them like on Amazon or something?
I feel like you probably could.
Would, I think, no?
I know there's a restaurant in Madrid that I think it's Latino food.
Okay.
Like some food from Latin America, and
Puerto
I know
Rico
that
or something,
I want to say it's Mexican, and they use they make, I think it's mole.
Guacamole or
no, mole is different. I don't know how to describe it, but I heard that they crush black ants to make it.
Okay.
And I saw it because I googled, can you insect restaurant Spain, and that's what came up before.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, maybe some other day we will go deeper into maybe, because that's another topic that I wanted to bring up one of these podcasts is the different diets, because that's a really interesting topic too. Because there are hundreds.
Yeah.
I mean, carnivore diet, like veganism, keto,
vegan,
the caveman diet, whatever. People that only eat. There are people that there's literally diets for every single type of food. People that only eat that type of food.
Yeah,
that's like a diet. Like people that only eat cheese, there's a diet for that. I even heard a story about a guy, a bodybuilder who only ate honey for 30 days.
Ugh.
Only honey.
I love honey, but that sounds horrible.
Imagine. I mean, the guy got ripped, but because he literally had no fat at all in 30 days. But because the guy was already huge, he's a bodybuilder. Anyway, so let's switch it up. Now, I think you get the idea. Para que veáis, mirad, esto es un ejemplo de cómo se puede sacar cualquier tema de una serie, una película, lo que sea. Esto es un buen icebreaker para sacar cosas. Y podéis pararos y cuando veáis algo interesante, pues lo vais comentando. Esto es un ejercicio que cualquiera lo puede hacer en casa. Os quedáis 2 o 3 amigos que queráis analizar expresiones y podéis generar como una pequeña clase. Uno puede encargarse de buscar las palabras, otro de buscar la conversación y otro va sacando cosas. Yo lo veo que es un tema más entretenido que ponerte a estudiar libros de memoria, ¿no? Y a memorizar, ¿no?
Yeah.
Vale, esto sería el tema este, ¿no? Ahora, otro tema que era el tema del que te quería hablar de los minimalism versus hoarding. A ver si te parece. Mira, esto básicamente son un par de vídeos.
Hi guys, Tree here. So this is it. You guys are looking at my...
Esto, mira, aquí tengo dos vídeos. Uno de una tía que tiene una casa minimalist, completely minimalist. Y le encanta. ¿Tú no has visto la japonesa esta? ¿Cómo se llama?
Mary? No.
No, the lady, the
Netflix that
the
makes
Netflix,
you
the
throw
Netflix
your
lady.
Stuff away.
Yeah.
Marie something.
Maricondo.
Yeah,
Maricondo.
Yeah.
That lady is sort of like this. Maricondo. I think it's Maricondo. Something like this. Maricondo. This lady. I love her.
Is she minimalist, or she just helps you organize, right? Like
She's
get rid
not
of stuff.
I mean, it's the Japanese way, because to me, Japanese are sort of minimalist in a way, because the way they're really. Did you see the World Cup Japan when they lost the match on their last match to be qualified to the quarterfinals? When they lost, this became viral because they actually tidied up the whole
stadium?
Not the stadium, the place where they have their showers. How do you call that?
Bathroom?
Yeah, but vestuario. It's called.
Oh, the locker room.
The locker room, yeah, like their own locker room. They have like their whole private locker room. So they literally tidied up everything, cleaned up everything, and they even left. How do you call the Japanese origamis?
Oh.
They made out origamis, thanking everyone for giving them the chance to participate in the World Cup.
That's so nice.
Like crazy. So that's why I say that Japanese are really organized in general. Look, Japan team. How do you say? I don't know how to look this up, but
tidies up locker room.
Locker room in World Cup. Let's see if it comes up, because I found it just search on TikTok or something. Japan World Cup does more than tidy up. I think this. No, I don't think it's gonna come up. But yeah, this is it. See, look. This is the picture. Okay, so opening new tab. This is the picture. So this is, see, they literally left it like new. They cleaned it up. Oh yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Sorry for the squeaking. I'm trying not to move.
No, I mean, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I just should spray something on there. So this is the locker room, and they left. I think this says thank you or something, Japan, and they left origami birds.
It's beautiful.
out of paper. Isn't that crazy? That's so great. That's so nice. Because usually, teams when they finish, they just leave. They go party or they will clean it up. They have their own stuff.
Yeah.
Do their stuff. I don't know. I think it's really nice. I love Japanese in general. They're really like they like details. I like people
detail oriented.
Yes, they're detail oriented. I love people like that because they're really like I think that's why they're so good at manga and anime. Because it's really they really know how to pay attention to every little line. Yeah. Every little detail on the drawings and everything.
They're really intricate.
And also like the miniature technology that they have for like every little piece of technology, they always come up with a way to make it tiny and make it like smaller, Anyway, so okay, that's why I need to go back. Maricondo, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about this lady.
New place.
Hold on. As you know, YouTube offers you the chance to use subtitles so that you can follow through. I'm gonna show you the auto-generated version of the subtitles. As you know, some channels give you subtitles that have been already, uploaded by the actual YouTuber. So it's been like maybe they paid for a translator or something. But these ones are just auto-generated by the machine learning stuff that YouTube has. In this case, as you know, you can also translate it into Spanish. But as you know, I like to see the subtitles in the original language. So.
Hi guys, Tui here. So this is it. You guys are looking at my new place, which is a very small studio. Okay. But I guess they call this like 1.5 room type of apartment in Korea. 1.5 room. In there is my little kitchenette, which I will do a tour of today. I'm really excited.
Have you ever used that?
Yeah, kitchenette? We use kitchenette.
Kitchenette is like a living room with a kitchen.
No, a kitchenette just is like a tiny version of a kitchen. So maybe you have only a mini refrigerator, no oven, not that much counter space. It's like a kitchen that you would get in a hotel room. Okay. This is called a kitchenette.
Pero no es cocina americana, no es, ¿no?
No,
This
that
is-
would just be kitchen.
That would be just kitchen. Or open style kitchen, no? Open kitchen.
You know what's funny? They call that cocina americana here, but in the U.S., like
Just
we don't.
kitchen.
It's just a kitchen. Some kitchens, that's the modern one, but like until 5 years ago, our kitchens were closed off as separate spaces. Now all the new developments, people are tearing down the walls and making it open. We just call it like a open concept usually.
Open concept. Okay.
Yeah, and this usually means that it's like a living room and a kitchen all one space.
¿Tú aquí en España te sientes más cómoda en español o todavía te sientes mucho más cómoda en inglés hablando?
Yo me siento más cómoda en inglés, pero tampoco hay tanta diferencia
No.
si quieres hablar en español.
No, me da igual. No es curiosidad, es
Yeah.
por curiosidad, por ver, porque a mí me gusta que las personas se sientan cómodas cuando están hablando, pero veo que tu inglés es perfecto, entonces, claro, por eso
Yeah, I'm more
te sientes
comfortable
más
in
como buscas palabras más concretas en inglés, ¿no? A la hora de encontrar
yeah.
las palabras exactas, ¿no?
Sí, porque yo
24
años
años.
de mi vida sí era ahí, todos mis estudios son en inglés. Y,
Claro.
Sí.
Tú estudiaste social work
Yeah.
in
social
college.
work. Mhm.
En college.
Yeah.
Claro. Y social work pero entonces, ¿tú tienes una idea, o sea, tú pensabas que te ibas a dedicar a writing?
No.
A-
No.
Okay.
I like writing. Me gustó siempre escribir, como no un poquito aquí para divertirme o no sé, para aclarar mi mente, pero
Claro.
no era que quería ser escritora ni nada, pero al final pues vas cambiando, era durante la pandemia, empecé, voy a intentar hacer un poco de freelance writing, a ver si puedo ganar un poco más de dinero. Y eso, luego cogí más trabajos y tal, y cuando dejé de trabajar, que estaba trabajando en un instituto aquí en Málaga, pues entonces...
So, what's the most interesting piece of writing that you got the chance to get your hands on?
I've written about everything. People ask me, what do you write about? And I say everything
but
under the sun.
Is it something that they give you, or they say, okay, listen, you think of something, you write about that?
No, so usually they give it to me. So I'll have different clients, and then the client will say, I need an article about this topic.
Okay.
Or I've worked with like a YouTube channel, like I need a script about this.
Okay.
Or a podcast, I need notes about this audio or something like that.
That's nice, yeah. Yeah, that's actually, see, that would be something, because usually, like, this podcast is not... it's not prepared. I mean, I got my stuff, I got my topics, but if I was making money doing this, I would definitely invest to make it more like, for example, like I would make sure that I have a bunch of stuff with the research, maybe contrast them, because these news, maybe they're not as contrasted. Like I should contrast the news more, or maybe I could bring people over to talk about the stuff that I'm going to talk about. Like if there's someone, I could reach out and say, hey, you know someone who is a minimalist?
Yeah.
And they could come and tell me their experience, that kind of thing, But that's nice. So, but those people are all Americans, no?
I've worked, I would say like 80% of the people I've worked with are in the US. And then I had one client I was working with who was in China, actually. But I think everyone else, there was one guy in England and one who I don't know where they're from, but I think they might be from Latin America.
Latin America.
Yeah.
Mexico?
No, I think Costa Rica, but I'm not sure because it tells me the region and I never ask. But no, mostly American.
Mostly American. Yes, that's why the States is a whole different ballgame, because they have so much. They have so many years. They have been creating content so many years.
Yeah.
And right now, like doing this little, making a podcast and all that stuff, which like it took me time to figure out like exactly how to set all this up and everything.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it took me time because it's either time or money. It cost me a little bit of both to figure this all out, because I'm not a technician. Like I don't know. I know a little bit about how the cameras work and all that stuff, but to figure out how to make this go automatic, switching cameras and all that stuff.
No, it's a lot.
I had to pay the guy at the beginning to switch it for me, but But it's for me, it's just training.
Yeah.
To train yourself how to do it and how to save money in the future.
Yeah, there's a lot of, we call it YouTube University, right? You can learn anything on YouTube, but you have to invest the time if you don't want somebody else to do it for you.
Yeah. Sometimes I would, you know what? They always say, hey, if you could ask for only a single wish, what would it be? I would ask for making 48-hour days so that I could do more stuff. So I could have my job and then afford a lifestyle with more things that I like. Mm-hmm. But right now, like I don't have enough time to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Because it consumes so much time, you know, sitting in front of the computer. But it's just a way to. But Americans, I don't know. They figure it out. Because Americans, they're usually the ones that work the most. No, usually Americans, they're always thinking about work. I remember when I was there, they were so obsessed with work. Like they were always thinking, you need to figure out how to make more money to maybe invest less hours, but then those hours that you saved will be invested to get money from this other thing.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So it always comes down to making more money on the long term.
Definitely. I think we're very money oriented, but it's funny because I never considered myself to be super American or super capitalistic.
Yeah.
Capitalist. Capitalist.
Yeah.
Until I came to Spain, and then as the years progress, I'm extremely I'm a huge capitalist.
Okay.
You know, I mean, in the broad sense of the term, right? Like the more that I think about it, and you know, I love Spain, but no offense to your systems, but in my opinion, like I see the way that people here just everyone wants to be funcionario, right? Like that's the dream. Like,
listen,
what is the Spanish dream?
That's a whole conversation right there.
Yeah, that's like 2-hour conversation. I'll really get into that, but you know, everyone just wants I want a job where they can't fire me and I can be there for the next 40 years and they pay me every month enough
leave
to live.
Leave at 2 o'clock.
Right? And that's great. I think Americans, a lot of us want, at the end of the day, you should want freedom, right? If we want more money, it should be so that you have more time to do what you really like, in my opinion. But yeah, some people do get caught up in the US and just get obsessed with getting more money to spend on things that don't really matter. Whereas I see in Spain, maybe people have less money and things, but they're more social. But I definitely am much more American, where now this writing job, I have American clients, they pay me American money. I'm still not working enough hours where I'm making an American salary. You know, I couldn't live off what I'm doing in the US.
Yeah.
But I'm if I want to go back and make, I'm really tempted to go back because I want more money, but it's to do things to establish myself.
You are tempted.
I'm so tempted. I'm really debating it recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I got you.
I just got my master's last year, and I know that I could go back and make 4 times what I'm making now.
That's
you know,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
tempting.
saying.
It's tempting.
Yeah. So I guess I don't want to go too much into that.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it's a whole conversation. No, I'm not saying because of this. I don't care. It's just because it's too personal for you to talk.
No, I don't mind.
But I'm saying it's 3 times, 4 times more money. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's not maybe. Listen, if they offer me twice as much as what I make now, right now, I'm not gonna lie, I make a good living for Spanish standards. Not too much, not too little. Just the right amount to have a comfortable life. But if they offer me twice as much, maybe I would have to go to a country where I don't want to be, or on a faraway town where there's nothing to do, that kind of thing. I would say no, because now if they offer me 4 times as much or 3 times as much, I would start thinking about it, but not for the long term. Maybe I would think about doing it for maybe a couple of years or something, to save a bunch of money and maybe do their stuff. But also that leads us to the conversation where, when is this gonna stop? Because I don't know about you, but I have been switching jobs since I was 20. I don't know how many jobs I've been in, and in different countries and that stuff. And to be honest, this is the job where I have spent the most in my life. I've been doing this for 3 years. 3 years, 3.5 years maybe. The longest by far. The most I spent in a job was maybe a year and a half.
But that's strange in Spain, right?
It is strange.
That doesn't really
Yeah,
happen.
it is.
In the US, I'd be like, oh yeah, the average that we spend at work in the US per job is 4 years. And you'll have at least 7 jobs during your lifetime, like significant jobs for my generation.
Yeah.
But in Spain, I feel like I'm surprised that you had this experience.
It is weird. I talked about this with other Spaniards, and they say that I'm nuts. that I shouldn't be. What are you doing? Man, you get a star. How do they say? Ponte la cabeza en tu sitio ya, ponte el huevo, ponle el huevo ya, Rafa. They say pon el huevo.
Lay the egg.
Like lay the egg, lay the egg, bro. You know, that kind of thing. But you know, it's just things. People do whatever they want with their lives, and you know, as long as it keeps you motivated. For me, the trick is what makes the trick. What does it for me is to stay motivated. Whatever keeps me motivated is where I'm gonna stay. Because if I stay motivated, I can keep going. You know, for an indefinite amount of time. I don't know if it's going to be a year, if it's going to be 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like finding a sense of purpose in what you do, right? You
don't
want to just do a job like, it's going to get boring. And if you're bored, then you're not invested. And if you're not invested, you're like very separate as opposed to being in your job.
Or not even the job. I'm saying like maybe the job gives you not too much money, but it gives you the chance to be in an area where you enjoy your free time. Or enjoy the presence of other people or whatever, or a certain activity that you enjoy doing. Maybe it's only done in that place.
Yeah.
Like in Chicago. You know why I love Chicago? Because I used to do improv.
Oh, yeah.
I love improv. I actually found out about that when I was there, and I fell in love with it. And yeah, you can do that more a little bit in Spain, in Madrid, Barcelona. I tried that. But it's nowhere close to like the level of professionalism that they have it there. Like I was in a school called IO, Improv Olympic, and also there was another one which was very popular, which was the Second City. It was actually the school that I told you that Steve Carell was. Yeah. Where he trained.
That's where I watched that video, where I learned he did improv.
Carol, well, this guy went there to the Second City many years ago. But it's just that level of professionalism of the art of improvisation. I just love it. We have tried to imitate it here in Spain, but to me, it's like after having done it there in English, it's like it's not comparable. It's like I don't know. It's like seeing Brazil play in the World Cup. Well, that's a bad example today because they lost to Croatia.
They did?
Oh, sorry, you didn't know?
No, it's okay. I'm more interested. I think right now Argentina's playing, so that's
okay.
Kind of a big one.
Oh, vale. Vale, perdona. Pues ya veis, a mí me encanta el fútbol, o sea que se lo iba a ver, pero vaya que digo por el podcast. Pero que sí, ha perdido hoy en penaltis. No, vaya. Empató 1-1 y ganó.
Como España.
Como España. Lo han echado en penaltis.
This World Cup is very exciting, very strange.
So weird, yes.
Todo es inesperado, pero...
Al final, a ver, ahora mismo la favorita es Francia. Ahora ya si se cumple, pero ya no sé, porque es que se han ido tantos favoritos ya que...
Quiero que gane Marruecos.
Hostia, ¿te imaginas, tío?
Porque creo que es el underdog, ¿no? No sé si hay una palabra
es el underdog, sí, muy
underdog.
buena, es así el underdog. Eso se lo voy a enseñar a ellos, mira, para que vean el underdog. ¿Hasta aquí?
Y siempre me encanta que gane el underdog porque...
Yo soy igual, yo disfruto con el...
Such a victory.
Mira, esto lo sé yo por las bets, por betting, sports betting.
Oh, yeah. The underdog and the favorite.
Exactly. Porque yo durante un tiempo, por probarlo, just to try it out, I did some sports betting on Betfair, on the website Betfair and Bwin. I learned these terms like the underdog, the favorite, the quotas and all that stuff.
Oh, the different bets and
The underdog es el no favorito. En español se diría el no favorito, ¿no? El
que crees que va a perder.
No el que crees que va a perder, el que
más probable
es más probable que pierda. El que es más probable que pierda. Bueno, pues eso sería eso. Bueno, perdonad, chicos, vamos a seguir porque si no se me va la cabeza completamente. Vale. Un segundillo. Vale, vamos a dejar esto. No, vamos a dejarlo porque este es el principio, espérate. Vale, vamos a recopilar. Vamos a let's get our heads back in the place.
Back in the game.
Let's get our heads back in the game. So this lady is an example of someone who is a minimalist, who likes and enjoys having a minimalistic home. Okay.
Tour of this place, and one of the most special things about this place is that I have only moved here. This is what, day 2 of having moved in.
This lady is American, no?
The station, but I only had 2 suitcases and 1 backpack.
Sounds like it.
And it only cost me less than $200 extra.
She's American. Yeah.
But less than $200 to get settled in completely.
Yeah, to get settled in. Esa es buena. Eso es, en español se dice... joder, en español se dice cuando tú te quedas en un sitio, ¿no?
¿Acomodas?
Acomodarse, a ver, to get settled in completely. Acoplarse, acomodarse, sí, cuando tú te quedas en un sitio llano lo haces tuyo. Tú haces ya tuyo el sitio, pones todas las cosas como tú quieres y tal, ¿no? Yo diría como eso, acomodarse o acoplarse, ¿no?
I have already made 2 meals in this house. Everything's already kind of streamlined. And
mira, everything's kind of streamlined.
One of the best things about being a
So, a ver, ¿esta cómo la traducirías tú?
house,
Esto de...
everything's already kind of streamlined.
Everything's kind of streamlined. Eso, would you explain that in English? And maybe I can find a right translation in Spanish.
So I guess everything is already in its place or organized in a way that it flows.
Exactly. Es como que ya está todo ya en su sitio como si fuera un escaparate, ¿no? Como si fuera un escaparate, like a shop.
Escaparate.
Escaparate is like a shop, what you see on a shop outside.
Oh, like the window?
Yeah, the window shop, a window shop, yeah. Como si fuera un escaparate, está todo como en su sitio, ¿no? Como, vale, está todo aquí, 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 aquí.
Yeah, que todo fluye.
Todo
Que no tienes que...
No tienes que buscar nada,
Sí.
está todo en su sitio, ¿no?
Exacto.
And one of the best things about being a minimalist is that you have so little stuff, and
So little
also,
stuff.
Your lifestyle is so compact that you have more freedom, like in your mind, to be more creative and to create these routines.
I agree with that.
Right on the go and things like that.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting stuff, I think. It's true. I would consider myself sort of a minimalist myself because
I can see it.
Yeah, because well, this is because of the podcast. But right now, on like this table and this bench is foldable. They're foldable. I just put them together. I put them on a room, and all these cameras will go out. This TV goes out because I actually installed that thing just for the podcast, because that thing goes up the ceiling and you don't see it. It's on the ceiling.
I was thinking so, because I was like, if not, you'd hit your head every time you go into that hallway. I was like, I assume it goes up. That's cool. It's a good setup.
That's an arm, because you guys don't see it, but the TV is set up on an arm that's foldable, and it can be folded up to the ceiling, no?
Mm-hmm.
Folded up to the ceiling. But literally, I don't have almost no furniture. I have almost no furniture because I don't know. I usually have only the furniture that I need to keep the stuff in, like that furniture right there. But like I don't have a couch.
Yeah.
As you see, because usually like I do my social life outdoors. I prefer being outdoors. I just do like maybe if people come over, we have lunch or whatever. But usually with this table is enough.
Yeah.
But like, and usually I feel very comfortable on the chair because I'm on the computer anyway. So this is like my living room, bedroom. Well, not bedroom, but
office.
The office, yeah. So
I was like, hopefully not bedroom. Hopefully
not
you don't
bedroom.
sleep in that chair.
Yeah. No, but yeah, you get used to it, and because that's another thing in Spain. I don't know if in the States it's so common, but in Spain, every home needs to have a couch.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the U.S. is
like
the same.
It's
It'd be strange if you didn't have a couch in the U.S.
yeah. People think it's weird not to have a couch. Actually, my job, they laugh at me. They joke around about that. They say that they're always saving up to buy me a couch.
Hey, if they want to get you one,
Listen, Rafa. At least on IKEA, I'm gonna get you a good discount or something. But trust me, I can get you a really cheap one. And listen, it's not because of the money. I just don't. Because usually I prefer like having more space just to, what do you say, just to walk around, around. I like hanging myself up on this thing, you know. But if I had a couch, it takes all the space.
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe even if I had it, maybe I would sit down maybe an hour a day or 2 hours a day, because I would usually be sitting on the computer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, what can be the day when couches will be foldable too? Maybe I will have one on one of those rooms. Okay, so this lady is pretty much showcasing the lifestyle of a minimalist, no?
So I'm really excited.
Okay.
And one of the funniest things.
Oh yeah, she brought up the fact. Lo que ha traído es el hecho de que el tener pocas cosas te permite centrarte en tu lado más creativo, ¿no? En tu lado más creativo y en centrarte en las cosas que realmente importan, porque a veces cuando pierdes tiempo buscando cosas te quitan energía para hacer cosas más productivas en tu vida.
That I noticed is that one of my suitcases still felt a little bit too heavy when I was carrying
Okay.
things like that, and I have taken out some trash.
All right.
So I'll give.
Let's see if she says something interesting. Otherwise, we're gonna flip over to the other video.
And that would be my bathroom, and that would be my kitchen. So over here you can.
Okay,
see
so
that's
she's
before,
just showing
and
every
this is,
single
new-ish
every single
cushion
piece
for,
of her
that I use for
every single object
my pillow,
she's got in
and that
her
works for me
bedroom.
for now. And
As you
this
can see,
little
it's like
number
the
is
most
actually awesome because you
basic
can actually
stuff,
fold
no?
this thing, but it doesn't have the foldable.
It's a foldable mattress, no?
Creases, spread it, and it could be a bed.
Sheets,
or actually, you
the
know what? I'll
cushion.
do better.
Esos son sábanas, el colchón y el cojín, ¿no?
Later, and you can come, but I was things like that. So
Okay, so you get the idea. I'm not gonna bore you with this. So this is like the extreme example of, well, not really extreme, but it's a minimalist. It's an example of minimalism. And then the other one was hoarding, which this is actually pretty crazy because I've been researching a little bit about this, and it's huge in the UK. Hoarding.
In the U.S., I think
in the US
we have
too,
quite a This is in the U.S.
This is in the U.S., huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hoarders.
We have a show on TV that we watch called Hoarders.
Hoarders, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think this might be a clip from it because A&E. I think it could be the same one.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Yeah, in the UK.
Look, 19 million.
19 million. Oh, there you go.
That's a big chunk.
That's huge, no? Because you guys there are 250 million Americans, no? Or something
no,
like that?
I think 350.
350, no?
Yeah.
350, no?
But all of New York City is like 8 million people. So imagine, it's like more than twice of everybody in New York City that hoards.
That's crazy. 19 million. 19 million is almost half of Spain.
Wow.
Imagine, like, people hoarding everything at home. Half of Spain, like, full of stuff. 90 million. Yeah, because the UK show is called The Hoarder Next Door. I think there's a UK version.
Mm-hmm.
It's called The Hoarder Next Door, I think. Oh, no. Okay. 90 million Americans. What is this? South Carolina.
I'm 33 years old and I'm a teacher.
Okay, so 33.
I live here with my mother and my younger sister. When you walk through the front door of our house, the first thing you're going to notice is the fact that there's just clutter everywhere.
Okay, this is a term that you're going to see a lot. Clutter.
Mm-hmm.
Eso es como desorden. Es como decir desorden o caos. Es una palabra, ¿no?, que se utiliza mucho, ¿no?, en inglés, ¿no?, para decir.
Iba a decir cuando hay muchas cosas juntos.
Basura,
sin
desorden.
organización, sí. Demasiadas cosas.
De hecho, hay un verbo que viene de ahí, que es declutter, ¿no?
Mm-hmm.
To declutter.
Yeah, to declutter.
To declutter is to clean up something, to tidy up a mess, ¿no? To declutter, creo que se utiliza ahora por aquí.
Boxes and bags.
Stacked. Esta también es buena. Bags stacked several feet high, ¿no? Stacking things is putting things on top of the other.
Oh, another expression for money is stacks, because it's stacks of money, stacks on stacks.
Stacks upon stacks, no? What is it? Like this, no? Stacks of money.
Yeah, stacks of money.
Okay.
Not what they're talking about here, but
yeah.
different stacks.
That's good. It's good to bring it up.
Stacked several feet high.
My name is Erin. I'm 28 years old and I'm a cashier.
A cashier. Okay, so the other one was a 33-year-old teacher and the other one was this one is a 20-year-old cashier. Una cajera y una profesora. No, funcionarias, no lo sabemos, ¿no? We need to dig deeper, ¿no? To see that.
Probably all our lives in this house.
Okay.
I am Luann, and I am Melinda and Aaron's mother.
Oh, okay, so they're sisters, no?
Yeah, I get scared sometimes when I'm in the house because I get wobbly, really.
Get wobbly, okay. To get wobbly is like get sick, no?
Wobbly is when you cannot find your balance.
Exactly, wobbly. Eso es mareado, mira. Eso es estar mareado, to be wobbly. It's like this, no? Double L?
Yep,
double
like that.
Yeah.
Wobbly.
Wobbly es marearse. Marearse. Wobbly. Que no confundir con seasick, ¿no? Getting sick is like...
seasick is on a boat.
It's on a boat, but getting sick...
Dizzy, maybe.
Getting dizzy, eso es. Dizzy, esa es la otra, sí.
Wobbly, dizzy.
Dizzy.
Maybe wobbly is more the body and dizzy is more you cannot
your
control
head,
your head.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Wobbly.
They're similar.
Can you say wobble around? Wobble around?
Yeah, you could wobble around.
Like go like this, like almost you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
No?
There was a dance called the wobble.
The wobble.
I think it was called the wobble.
The wobble. We'll have to look that up later on. Okay.
Easy. When I first get up, I have to watch what I do, and
just hard to
it's just
walk.
So hard to even walk
through my house. Yeah, she's gonna be.
We have 10 cats in the home.
10 cats in the home.
They are anywhere and everywhere.
Okay.
They're a handful. They're a lot of company.
Okay.
I think with both my girls, the reason they hoard.
Okay, now this. There's something that I think pops out for me here. First of all, they both work. The two young girls, they both work.
Yeah.
So why are they still living with their mom?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what their economic situation is.
What I'm saying is, supposedly they both have a full-time job, because they said she's a cashier, she's a teacher. Maybe they're not working full-time because they didn't say that. No,
yeah, you could be like a substitute teacher, or a cashier that works part-time. And also maybe, usually I think, from a social worker perspective, the people who hoard, they have an underlying, mental, I don't want to say, I think it could technically be a mental condition, or it could be, some trauma or something that they're dealing with.
Is huge there. Yeah.
And so, usually if you have a comfort zone, you're not going to want to leave that. That's my take on it, but who knows what their individual situation is.
Yeah, I think they do talk about that later on the show. I mean, trauma is something that comes up on every show, on every one of these shows, because apparently, usually it's something related to their childhood, because the parents didn't love them enough, or I don't know, or they were bullied a lot when they were little. That comes out a lot too, because they have a fear. I don't know. Have you heard of the hikikomori phenomenon in Japan?
No.
Hikikomori is a Japanese term, which means withdrawn from society.
Oh.
So apparently it's huge there. The official statistics in Japan say that in Japan there are over 1 million hikikomori. Hikikomori is a person, usually a male, a young male, usually between 18 and 40, something like that, that decides willingly not only to not leave their home, but to not leave their room for years.
Oh.
Could happen for months, but at least to be considered hikikomori, they need to spend at least 6 months without leaving their room. But they don't leave their room for years. Obviously, they live with their parents, and they bring, they have an arrangement or agreement where they bring them food. They leave the food on outside their room, so they pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
They shower every 2 months or whatever,
It sounds just like really bad depression, maybe mixed with social anxiety.
It is. But listen, it's huge because, see, it's a mixture of things. Because in Japan, depression is a phenomenon that exists everywhere.
Yeah.
In the civilized world, everywhere. But the thing is, Spain, for example, is a country that is really social, and also, like, for example, in Spain, usually the average mom sees that their 20-year-old kid doesn't have any friends, and doesn't leave the room for 2 weeks, they start really getting really concerned. And they usually go, maybe they call a psychiatrist, they call a psychologist, maybe they call up some friends, or they try to put pressure so that to make the kid realize that he's not doing the right thing. But the thing in Japan is that the society is so hermetic.
Yeah, like hermits, right?
No, hermits. Enclosed.
Closed-minded?
Not closed-minded. It's encapsulated, like closed. They don't
like a bubble.
Like a bubble, yeah. Because with Japanese families is that they don't like people knowing what's going on, the things, the bad things that are going on inside their household.
Very private.
Yeah, they're really private.
Yeah.
So usually neighbors don't go into, like, they don't go, listen, I noticed your kid has been 2 months without leaving their room. What's going on? They don't go, it doesn't work like that. It's like, listen, this is my household. I handle it like this. And also they feel shame because they say that if they call a psychologist, they would blame them, the mom or the father, usually the mom, because it's because of the way they raised the kid or something related to that.
Yeah.
So they usually feel shame. So that's like the last resort.
Okay.
The last resort to go to a psychologist. Maybe they go to a psychologist maybe after 8 years and years of not leaving their room. And it's crazy because they allow it.
Yeah.
And there are cases, and there have been cases of hikikomori that have been that actually, this is crazy stuff because they only found out about their situation after their parents died because he couldn't pay the bills or anything, so police had to come in or check or something, and they found out that he was living there. Or the guy actually was forced to leave the house just to buy food because before the parents did it. And maybe the guy is already 45 and the parents die or whatever, you know?
Interesting.
So
sad though.
It's really sad. It's really sad stuff.
But they don't hoard. They're just
no. And they do hoard too. They do
okay.
hoard too. But hoarding is not the main thing in that case because the main thing is that they are so traumatized about the society, about the pressure, because there's a lot of pressure in Japan apparently, especially because usually hikikomori. The typical scenario of a hikikomori is like a young, like a kid, like maybe an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old who is expected to get really high grades to go into like the best college or whatever. So they don't handle that kind of stress so well. And also because they have this group mindset where they think in groups, like you got to do the best for the group.
Yeah, like collective.
Their collective mindset, yeah. They have this collective mindset, which Americans and Europeans, we are the opposite. We are really individualistic. And it's like, and it's not even a bad thing. It's something that has been accepted as
it's cultural.
It's a cultural thing. It's you gotta look out for yourself. No, you gotta look out for what's best for you and for your family and for the people that you care. But Japanese apparently they're not like that. They gotta do what's best. So if you need to get these grades, you need to do that. It doesn't matter if you get sick, if you get whatever. And some people they can't cope with that. They can cope with that. So they give in to the pressure.
I don't know if it's changed lately, but I know that Japan used to have one of the highest like rates of child suicide, of child suicide, which is like.
And Sweden.
Really?
And Norwegian countries, Finland, Sweden, Norway, and all those kind of the 4 Scandinavian countries, and Japan are top suicides. Yeah. They say it's a mixture of things because it's the cold weather. In the case of Scandinavian countries, also the loneliness, because
isolation.
Because when it's so cold, you don't go out as much. It's logical.
Yeah.
You don't go out as much.
I understand because in the winter, you don't feel like going out.
People get drunk at home or people. I don't know. It's just they don't socialize as much, which you could, because you could do stuff indoors.
Yeah.
But still, they go to bed really early also. That's something, because
personally, I don't think that's a problem, but
going to bed early.
I love to go to bed early and get up early.
Right.
And I know it's very anti-Spanish.
Eso es como también una diferencia muy grande, ¿verdad? Entre el español y el americano, ¿verdad? El horario, ¿no? Eso es como se dice early bird y night owl, ¿no?
Night owl, yeah.
Night owl and early bird, ¿no? Se dice, ¿no?
Pero también creo que hay una diferencia porque aquí bueno, por lo menos yo solo viví en Murcia y en Málaga, ¿no? Pero el sol sube muy tarde. Y es no sé si lo sabes, pero lo que me dijeron a mí, un profesor de historia, era que pasó porque cuando estaba Franco cambió la hora de España para estar con el horario de Alemania, para que podían coordinar y nunca lo volvieron atrás. Realmente debería tener la hora de Londres. El sol debería salir una hora antes y bajar una hora antes. Por eso tenés los veranos tan absurdamente largas.
Claro.
Que el día a las 10 de la noche eso no es normal en ninguna parte del mundo. Menos digo el Ártico, maybe cuando no baja el sol, ¿sabes? Pero entonces en Estados Unidos, si sale el sol y a las 6 es puro sol, te animas mucho a despertarte.
Claro.
¿Sabes? Y no es tan difícil despertarme a las 6 ahí, pero aquí sí que me levanto y parece que son las 3 de la madrugada y es diferente, pero yo creo que eso tiene mucho que ver.
Sí, no, es verdad, no había pensado en eso de Franco. ¿Eso fue en qué año fue?
Eso no lo sé.
Sería en los años 70 o así seguramente. Bueno, no, en la época, bueno, Franco pues murió en 75, pero sí seguramente sería por aquella época, la dictadura. Pero claro, influye mucho la hora de se pone el sol, porque por ejemplo ahora cuando se está, a mí la verdad me apetece poco salir por la noche, pero claro, por mi trabajo yo termino a las 6, entonces a las 6 es cuando se va el sol ahora.
Sí, ya es noche, básicamente.
Es un coñazo. Vale, pues esto serían las hoarders, mira.
Hoard is get something and it brings back memories, it's some kind of sentimental
bueno, esto también
value.
es huge. El sentimental value. Esto lo sacan mucho. If they get something and it brings back memories, it's some kind of sentimental value. Porque una cosa que se saca mucho de los hoarders es que no quieren deshacerse de nada porque es como deshacerse de un recuerdo.
Sí. Muchas veces dicen que también lo están usando para reemplazar algo que realmente han perdido. Puede ser una persona o algo otro, ¿no? Entonces por comprarle llena ese hueco por un momento y luego le falta otra vez comprar más y no quieren nunca separarse de eso.
Eso yo lo entiendo porque yo era, ya no, pero antes yo era también no hoarder, pero que sí que yo asociaba mucho los objetos a recuerdos. Yo tenía
también.
Libreta, pues yo tenía muchas magazines de cuando yo era un teenager, ¿no? Y tal, books, movies. Yo vendí hundreds of movies, books, hundreds of magazines. I gave it all away. I still remember. It's 2013. On 2013, I gave everything away or sold everything, as much as I could. Or I gave it away to libraries.
Nice.
Because, you know why? Because I felt extremely attached. To the point where... also, I was unemployed by then, in that year. So I think that had a lot to do also. Because I thought, in my mind, that getting rid of those things would make me detach myself from those memories and try and force myself to build new memories and encourage myself to move forward, to get a better job, maybe to think outside the box and get a new career, because that is the thing. By then I hated teaching teenagers. I didn't want to go into funcionario. See, all that stuff that you were talking about, being a funcionario. Listen, all my family, they've been telling me that since I was 23 or whatever, since I went to the States. But I said, no, that's not for me. Because I hate seeing myself in the same place with change the kids, but it's the same atmosphere for decades and decades.
I'm the same.
I lose my head. Listen, totally respect that lifestyle, but it's just not for me. So in 2013, I was I was in a point of no return.
I reached a point of no return.
I reached a point of no return. I was in a
Or at a crossroads.
At
maybe.
a crossroads, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I was at a crossroads. I was at a crossroads because I actually thought, listen, you need to maybe study something else, or maybe try to make new contacts that can push you into a different direction, that kind of thing. So I forced myself to get rid of all those material things, to force myself to like see myself naked. Like I say, okay, everything I have, I can put it on a big suitcase, and I put everything in there. You know, it's like this kind of hippie thought.
Yeah.
But I think in that year was a deciding year for me for this stuff. Not hard because I never had like way too many things.
Yeah.
But you know, I had like my room full of stuff, like the room where I grew up with my parents, like my parents. You know.
I had a similar experience because I wasn't a hoarder, but I like everything had sentimental value, right? Yeah. Like notes from secondary school, or like binders from a class I took that I was probably never going to study again, you know, like things like that.
See, that I do keep. The notes?
Notes from people, yes, but notes from like a class, like my biology class.
I'm talking like
notes I keep. Yeah,
notes.
I love cards and stuff like that. But yeah, and like clothes I would keep that like I knew I wasn't gonna wear again, but maybe it was like a shirt that I used to love, like things that I just didn't really need. And then I moved for a year to Australia, and I went with one suitcase. And when I was there, I didn't shop. Like, I might have bought 2 or 3 things in the year. Yeah. And I was fine. I had a job. Like, I repeated outfits every week, but nobody cared. Yeah. And then I came back home, and I was like, I don't need any of this stuff. And I just, like, emptied out all my room. And I definitely have more stuff now, but than one suitcase. But, like, I feel comfortable being like, all right, the season's over. Can I donate anything? I don't really shop, you know, what can I get rid of and stuff?
I see.
It's better. Like, you just feel better. Like, decluttering lightens you. But
although I think your experience was different because you did it because you actually experienced life without, you saw that you didn't need all that stuff. And then you say, okay, now I can tell that I don't need all this stuff, so I'm going to get rid of it. But I got rid of it because I wanted to make space for something new, but I still didn't have that new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think you went more on a like profound journey, and I was like, I need less clothes.
Well, not clothes.
Or less things,
less stuff. I'm not too big on clothes either. Like, I used to have a lot of books and a lot of movies and like magazines. Usually that's I had like boxes and boxes of stuff.
Yeah, that was your thing.
I don't know. I always enjoyed a lot of like audiovisual, like with pictures and writings and that kind of thing. I had some clothes. I threw away a couple of big garbage bags of clothes.
Yeah.
But not really expensive though. I never spent too much money on
me either. I'm not a big shopper.
Okay. All right. So sentimental value, guys. Todo el mundo tenemos algún tipo de apego, attachment a las cosas sentimentales, ¿no? Todo significa algo en algún momento de nuestra vida. Pero todo también toma nuevo sentido. Everything gets a new meaning sometimes, ¿no? Maybe something that represents a certain thing, like a t-shirt. I have a t-shirt there from Ireland, from Sterling, a hoodie. I have a hoodie from the University of Sterling when I did my Erasmus there. I just keep that because it just reminds me of Sterling. But I never wear it though.
You just keep it.
I just keep it.
What's your most sentimental item?
Oof, my most sentimental item. You know what? That's a crazy question because you know what? I don't know about the most sentimental item, but I have this book. Because this is the only book that I keep, like physical book that I keep here. I have maybe another 20 books in my parents' house. You know.
You only have one book in your home.
In my home, literally in my apartment now. This is the only book I have. Dragon Ball Landmark. This is pretty much like the Bible. Like it's not like the comic. It's just the story, how it goes. It tells you, because I really enjoy the story of Dragon Ball because of the characters, because the guy always becomes friends with his enemies. And I really like that, you know, because he always he tries to convince the enemies that they're not doing the right thing, but then when he realizes that he cannot fight them, that he cannot convince them of changing their mind, he fights them. He wins them, and then when he wins, the enemies realize that he was right, and they become good people. They become the good guys. So
he
they
wins
become
them
friends.
over by force at the end. He tries to win them over the right way, and then by force.
Yeah, and then by force, but then they become friends. And so for the next battle, they fight together another bad guy.
Okay.
And then that bad guy joins them as friends after that. So if you watch the Dragon Ball, it's always like that. It's always like it's like a bad guy comes in, Goku says, "Hey, what's going on with you? You shouldn't do that." And then he says, "No. What I'm gonna do is, okay, I'm gonna kick your ass." He kicks their ass. And then the bad guy goes, "Man, you were right. I shouldn't do this because I don't want to get my ass kicked like this." And then they become friends. So it moves forward. And I don't know. It's just really basic values. It's like self-improvement, keeping a routine of like trying to the things that you want to do, focus on those things.
Okay.
And just keep a routine of working on that. Boom, 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 and then become the best. And then also that about becoming friends with your enemies. I love those two notions. I love about Dragon Ball. And I don't know, it's just a different. Also because I watched it when I was little. I was like really little, so I guess it brings me back when I was a kid.
Nostalgic.
It's nostalgic, but also the thing with this show, Dragon Ball, is that with the years, it has the meaning of the show, of the story, has changed for me. It has gained a new meaning. Because
evolved.
At the beginning, it was just an adventure. It was just like a little kid. I was just enjoying a little adventure from a kid like me. But over the years, when I rewatched the show, I just reflected about my current state of things in life. So it helped me. Okay, so look at this. This is a metaphor for this. Should I be doing this? Should I go into this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you find new meaning.
And find new meaning in things. I don't know. So this is a precious object that I have now.
Thank you for sharing your sentimental possession.
Yeah, I don't know. What about you? What's your most sentimental object right now? Do you have something specific?
Yeah, I have a stuffed animal that I've had since I was 3 months old.
Oh, stuffed animal! Listen,
Yeah.
I have the same thing.
Yeah.
Listen, let's see if I have the picture here, because it's called Peposo. ¿Tú conoces? Que bueno, no vas a conocer.
No.
A ver, eran unos dibujos animados. Mira, los osos amorosos.
The name rings a bell.
Los osos amorosos. Escúchame, esto era un show a kids cartoon show, like from the 80s or whatever, que, ¿cómo era? Opening. Te voy a poner que eran osos. Los osos, a ver, esto era castellano inédito. Yo creo que es esto. Son osos que bueno, pues de colores y tal, ¿no?
Oh, we have these. The Care Bears.
Care Bears, yeah. Sí, esos osos. Pues eso yo lo veía. Estos osos yo lo veía, pues tendría yo 1 año, 2 años. Yo es que tengo recuerdos muy antiguos. Yo tenía 2, 3 años cuando yo veía esto. Pues mi hermana, cuando nació, le regalaron un stuffed bear.
Care Bear.
Un Care Bear like this. Que se lo dieron a mi hermana porque nació. My sister. She was born. She's 1 year, exactly 363 days younger than me.
Wow.
So I was born, and then 363 days after she was born. Almost a year by the day. But so she was born, and they say, "Oh, listen, I'm gonna give you this Care Bear," and I said, "No, that's mine." So I was so obsessed with the bear that my mom actually gave it to me because she said, "Listen, I'll buy something else for the girl. You keep it." So, and I was because I was obsessed with these bears. It was actually the one that was like this color. It's like this color.
The pink one.
The pink one, but not the elephant face, the bear face.
Yeah. Pink Care Bear.
The pink Care Bear, yeah. Yeah, I'm not okay. I do have the picture, and I'm not gonna go and find it. It's somewhere on my Google Cloud. But you imagine it's a little bear like this.
Yeah.
And I have it since I was 2.
Okay.
So I don't know, like about 30 years since I have that bear. And I that's the only toy that I keep from my childhood.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm lying. I have a little box with other things from Dragon Ball and stuff. But like it's just like a shoebox.
Okay.
Like a shoebox with some toys.
Yeah, so that's a sentimental.
But that's like
one.
the big thing that actually takes quite a bit of space is that little bear.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna throw it away because it doesn't take that much space, and why would I do it? I've had it since I was 2.
It's a lot of years.
So,
yeah.
My mom has apparently my mom cleans it up every once in a while. She washes it. She washes it in the washing machine.
See, I should do that, but I don't because I feel like I'm drowning.
But no, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I said, Mom, why would you wash it? Why would you wash a thing that's kept in a drawer? Why would you do it? Because it doesn't get stains or anything. I said, no. Because you need to keep it clean. My mom, she's really like old-fashioned. Like she likes to keep things clean and everything. And she like every maybe 2 years she said, "Hey, Rafa, I wash your peposo." Peposo se llama.
Peposo. Does that mean something?
No, Pepe, de Pepe, es porque Pepe amoroso, peposo.
Oh, okay.
Es el peposo amoroso.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. A really cheesy name. Anyway, so that's that. Okay, we're gonna switch topics. So those are the hoarders. Para que veáis, hay gente que se dedica a almacenar cosas con sentido sentimental, ¿no? Con un significado sentimental, y hay gente que le gusta mantener todo lo funcional, ¿no? I think that's really attached also to the personality, ¿no? Because usually, like if you enjoy minimalism, it means that you're a really functional person. However, if you hoard, you are more like a passionate, big into feelings person. You know what I'm saying? Like you're maybe not that functional. You say, listen, I don't care so much about functionality, about practicality. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, because I think also if you're being a minimalist, like you're functional, but maybe a lot of them are doing it so that they can like focus on their emotions and being in the moment and being present. So I think it might depend on the person. Because I watched a documentary once on minimalism, and the guy was very about being in nature and, being in the moment and really enjoying people and things, relationships. So but I think, it depends. Maybe you just want to be practical and not weigh down, and that's it.
I can see that too, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I like this kind of stuff because it makes you reflect on the way you see things as of today also. Okay, so that's that. Let's close down this stuff here. Let's declutter this browser for a little bit. Okay, a ver si da tiempo a ver. Well, no, it's 9:30 already. Oh. Yeah, okay, let's skip it here. Okay, as you can see, sometimes we extend on stuff, so that's why I always prepare maybe 7 to 8 different topics or pieces of content, just in case we move forward. Because sometimes it gets boring. If I see it gets boring, I just flip over to the next one.
Yeah.
So it's better to.
That makes sense. Better to have more than less.
Yeah, all the time. Ok, chicos, oye, para cualquier cosa, sabéis, si queréis comentarme cualquier cosa, me escribís por Twitch o por YouTube o por Instagram o como queráis. Y si queréis algún tema específico que queráis que tratemos aquí en directo, en español o en inglés, solo tenéis que ponérmelo y yo estaré encantado de hacerlo. Y Tasha, bueno, si algún día ella puede, también se unirá algún día, ¿verdad, Tasha?
Sí, encantada, gracias por tenerme aquí.
Y nada, para cualquier cosa, estamos aquí para vosotros. Pasadlo bien y que aprendáis mucho inglés y mucho español. Hasta luego, chicos.
Bye bye.
Hasta luego. Okay, I'm gonna stop the stream.